Haru and Yuki. Yuki Haru. Haru and Yuki. Yuki Haru.
The Ox and Rat Podcast, also known as OARs. What is good, people? It is the Ox and Rat Podcast, a special edition episode where we have 3 more people supposed to enter the banquet. All right, I'm joined here with my podcast mate, Perry. Perry, you want to say something to the people?
Just want to say today, a new name, new week. You know how it is. Today I am the Swiss Saint.
Swiss Saint? Okay.
Yes, sir.
So, first person I want to introduce is the most eager, I think, maybe more eager than us on this podcast. That person is Rexor. Rexor, you want to say something to the people?
Hey, how you doing, people? This is a very special moment in my life. I've been begging Satsuki for about 2 months now to let me on here, man, to speak about a series that's really near and dear to my heart.
Man,
my hero.
We finally had to get you on the mic, man. Finally had to.
Thank you for allowing me to have a mic, man.
No
problem.
Charity work. No, I'm saying. At Red Sword, also, if you want to plug your channel, go ahead and do so right now.
You can follow me almost everywhere, like on YouTube, YouTube is Rexor, Twitch is Rexor76, and then Twitter is formerly Rex, I think. I don't fucking know.
I think it's yours, like the formerly the artist known as Rex, something like that.
Something, I don't know.
Oh no, you gotta have your connects right.
Yeah,
you can write that in the live chat.
Got you.
And also we have our friend from across the pond, Choco. Choco, you want to say something to the people?
Yo, what's going on? I'm Choco. Or if you, that's what I go on Discord. And I'd like to thank Satsuki for inviting me to the podcast. It was supposed to be earlier, but I've been ill, so I'd like to thank him again for waiting for me.
It's good that we had you on here. We had to postpone it a little bit. We had to make sure you got on here. Other person we're waiting on, I'll introduce him when he comes on, but for now he's not here, but we're going to push forward. All right. So I think the first topic I want to address is something easy. I want to see what everybody's story is with Fruits Basket. How did you get into the series? And I think the first person I'll start with is Perry.
Oh, well, I think how I got into Fruits Basket is people was telling me like this Fruits Basket was a show that was aired like a long time ago, and it was getting like basically a revival and like a new telling of the story. So I was very eager about that. And then I think I remember you was talking about watching Fruits Basket on KOA, and I was like, oh, that's the show. Cause I think I started the first 2 episodes of Fruits Basket, and then I completely fell off until like the first season was done. And then I remember you on KOA was talking about. I was like, "Oh yeah, I forgot about Fruits Basket." So I just hopped in and caught up that one time after the first season ended.
Okay. What about you, Rex?
I'm pretty sure, like I heard of the original anime of Fruits Baskets a very long time ago, but at the time I was like super meathead shonen, so I was like, I'm definitely not watching this. And then recently, I remember, I think you and Perry were talking about it, and I was like, yo, I think you recommended it to me, and I was like, okay, I'll give it a try. I got like 10 episodes in, and I forgot the reason I dropped it, but I did, and I just recently came back. Was it the beginning of this year, and just binged all of it. It was amazing.
Okay. Choco?
Yeah, I'm not actually sure how I found it, because I think what I remember is I was on one of them anime websites, and I was looking for something to watch, and I saw like there was like I think 9 episodes out at the moment of Fruits Basket. So I think I was looking for more shoujo anime, because at that point in time I was more of a shonen guy. So yeah, I just found it on the website, and I watched the first 2 episodes, and I really liked it.
I think how I got into it was just from having this channel. I wanted to cover something for the spring 2019 season. So I got onto it when it was first airing. And I forgot exactly what came out that season, but I'm pretty sure it was like Carol and Tuesday, other anime like that. And Fruits Basket just happened to make the cut of things that I wanted to watch. I didn't really know anything about the series. I knew it had the 2001 anime, and I just like looked at it and I was like, all right, I'm definitely not getting into it through that. So if I'm getting into Fruits Basket, it's going to be through this anime. Didn't know anything about the plot whatsoever. Never had any exposure to the manga or anything like that. It was just something that I watched for that season, and it ended up being one of my favorites, I believe, in that season. 2019 had a strong year. I think that was the same season where that was the same season for Demon Slayer, Attack on Titan season 3 part 2. Yeah, and I'm pretty sure Carol and Tuesday was also in that season. So pretty strong season. It stood like when I finished it, it stood up with all of those anime as well. I don't know if it was my favorite that year, but it was definitely in contention for being one of my favorites. And ever since then, I just watched the sequels and I ended up enjoying Fruits Basket. So that's my story with Fruits Basket. So I guess the next topic I want to bring up is, what do you like about Fruits Basket? And you can answer that, Perry.
I think one thing I like about Fruits Basket is like the characters, because I think Fruits Basket's biggest thing is like the character interactions and how each character plays off each other and like helps one another off. Because I never felt like one character. Well, speaks like the main characters. I feel like the main characters get so much development, and just seeing how much they change throughout the show, and just getting like tits and tats of little information about each character. And I think another thing I like is like the way the mangaka was able to like weave things in and out of the story that later becomes more important as you get more information. So it kind of helps Fruits Basket's like rewatchability, because I think Fruit Basket is probably one of the few anime that I watched like more than 2 times already, counting all the seasons. So that's one of the reasons I like it.
Okay, Rex.
Um, yeah, I think the characters are one of the real reasons that I like Fruits Basket. But I don't think it's just the characters. I think it's just really like the whole world and everything in general. Because like I know I'm falling out of like the high school setting of slice of life and just anime in general. But Fruits Basket, it never made you feel like it was a high school slice of life. They just happened to be in there and dealing with very good topics and stuff and having very good characters. So just the overall just literally everything is why I like Fruits Basket.
Okay, Choco.
I think similar to these guys, I really enjoyed the characters, but I also enjoyed how like when they're solving a situation, like every situation kind of had a deeper meaning or like another lesson when Tori would be kind of giving her perspective on the situation. I liked how there was always a bit of wisdom to the end of like wrapping up each scenario, so you can kind of take something away. It's not like something you can just watch for fun. You can kind of think deep and like, okay, I can apply this to my real life, or I can just have fun with it. So yeah.
I'm okay. So we pretty much have the same thinking. For me, it's the characters. I just one thing I like about the characters is not even just like the characters themselves. It's also just like how they're implemented in the story, because they're implemented in a way to where it feels like everybody has some type of weight on the plot, regardless if they're a Zodiac, if they're Soma, if they're just Toru's friend. It felt like everybody had some type of weight, some way, somehow. It didn't feel like anybody was just there to just be there. Of course, there's exceptions to that, but I think Fruits Basket just had they did a good job of just making the characters feel relevant in every situation, regardless who they are. And joining us late to the banquet, we have delinquent Shax. Shax, you want to say something to the people?
Yeah, my bad, man. What's up, guys? How y'all doing?
We chilling, man.
Didn't mean to come this late.
You all good, man. So the first question I'm gonna ask you is, how did you get into Fruits Basket?
Well, Chaco over here, basically recommended it to me in a trade. I gave him a show. He told me to watch Fruit Baskets, and yeah, I'm not gonna lie to you. I definitely won in that trade. Like I gave him a good show, but Fruit Baskets was an experience. Definitely enjoyed watching.
Okay, so the other question we was just answering was, what do you like about Fruits Basket? Like, what stood out to you?
Uh, the concept I really enjoyed the most out of Fruit Basket was like it comes up to you as like this really wholesome show about this girl and like a coming of age story possibly in high school, and then there's just really dark twisted family story like on the completely other side, and I really didn't expect that, and like both components of the story really complement each other really well.
Okay, dope. All right, so I think the next question I want to ask, simple. Who's your favorite character in the series? This time I'll start with Choco.
Yeah, well, I had a feeling you'd ask that one. I was debating. I was gonna go with Kyo because it was a bit easier, but the character I like the most is actually Hattori. 'Cause I like his demeanor. It's a lot similar to my personality. He's kind of calm and serious. Doesn't talk too much, but like like he's thinking. And I really resonated with his story with Kana. It's like one of those. It's like a salty sport for me because I don't really like how it ended, even though it was realistic. But I'm happy like with his end and like how his character was like portrayed throughout the show. So yeah, Hattori for me.
Okay, so we got one Hattori. Shax, who is your favorite character in the series?
Yeah, I sort of feel the same way. I feel like Kill is such an easy answer, but just to shake it up a bit, I'm gonna have to go with Shigure because I was probably the most like curious and engaged in his storyline. Like at first he was just this like kind of a funny character in the background, but they gave you like some hints that he knew more than he let on to. And then as the season progressed, seeing just all the bits of the story like come together and just explain his past and everything, I really enjoyed it.
Okay, Rex,
Come
favorite
on,
character?
man. It ain't no competition. Kyo it stands above all the rest, man. Head and shoulders, man. He's just the goat. Like is dude from episode one. I knew that this underdog was who I was riding with, man. Who I wanted Toru to end up with from episode one. That's my guy, man. There's is no. It's just like the just to see him progress from being like this super moody kid that was like very conflicted with his feelings, like just to grow into a fine adult, man. It was a joy to watch, man. Kyo, shout out to Kyo.
Episode one, kill. You barely see him. He just transformed into a cat.
Loved him, loved him. Hold on, Perry. Did you fall in love with was it what's the dude named Ritz? I can't even
Hey,
think of his name
Big
because
R, man. Big R too, man. You know who it is, man. You know how it is. Double R gang.
get out of here.
Reach to the goat, man. He had to put in work, man. Um, but for me, I think for me, my favorite character is Yuki. Kind of like the same reason Rex said about Kill. Like just seeing like the way those like Yuki just developed so much between like being more mal-mannered and not really being his own person, and at the end of the show, like finally being a real person and having actual friends he can actually rely on and talk to about his situation and feelings. I think that's why he's my favorite character. But number two, I know we can't do two. My second one will be Hatsuhara because I feel like Hatsuhara is low key the MVP of Fruit Basket because he's just so like selfless. Like he helps so many people in so many ways without asking anything in return. And I think like he's one of the characters that I feel like he a good dude, man. He a good dude, and it's hard to find people like him who are willing to sacrifice their own well being for you.
Yeah, Haru is an interesting character because he's very low maintenance. I don't think he needs a lot of screen time for you to enjoy him and the things that he does. But for me, my favorite character is Akito. Now, Akito, I know people would, if you just know my track record with the characters I like, Akito would be a good guess for who my favorite character is. But she's a character that wasn't my favorite character into the final season. But first I just liked her because she was just ominous in the first season. She's there, but she's more of a looming threat. And then in season 2, she's more in the story and you get to see chinks in her armor, and you get to understand like there's something up with Akito. We don't know exactly what it is. And then season 3 is where like everything falls into place. It kind of goes back to other interactions we've seen with Akito and other characters and why she acted the way she did, her story with her mother Rain, and things of that nature. Akito is an interesting character. I liked her redemption. I liked her presence in the story. I always felt like when she was on screen, she was commanding your attention. So, like, you could not ignore Akito in any scene she was in. So, that's my favorite character.
Yeah, that's my second favorite right there.
Yeah, I can really see what you're talking about, because I feel like anytime Akito was on screen, you felt like her god. Like, even though we didn't know she was god at the time, anytime she was on present, she felt like the most dominant force like on the screen every time. And I feel like the more we got into her character in season 3, the less that kind of like facade of her being a god kind of got withered away as like the curses start breaking, and like as her mental state started deteriorating as well.
Yeah.
Exactly. She push Ren off that balcony. I was like, yeah, this is my second favorite character right here.
Nah. I was like, she gotta die. I remember watching that scene. I was like, oh yeah, she gotta go.
I
hated her, but every time she's on screen, like the entire vibe of the show just changes. The whole mood like just turns.
Love that.
So next question I'll ask is, what are some things you wish you could have seen in Fruits Basket, or like unsatisfied plot points in the show? Let me start with Satsuki.
Okay, so this is just one thing. All right, there's multiple things that I would like to have seen, but for the people that's been watching the podcast, you know what I'm about to say. I've been bitching about it for damn near 5 podcasts. I needed to see Rain tell Akito, "I told you so." I know it may seem like a petty thing for people, but I believe that this is super important, because that bet with Akito didn't make her who she was, but it was part of why she was who she was, because that bet basically put seeds in Akito's mind that I have to keep everybody close to me and I had to not let my mother win, because part of why Akito was as malicious and evil the way she was is because she was in competition with her mother, and it started from the bet. Like, that was the root of everything. So I feel like that not being brought up in the last sequences of Fruits Basket was a missed opportunity. And in fact, we didn't see Rain at all after she tried to stab Akito, I don't believe. So that was the one thing that I feel needed some resolution. And from what people have been telling me, it doesn't get resolved. So it's just something I got to deal with.
Yeah, I can definitely see that. I think in a podcast we talked about it at length about how like we wanted to see that moment where like Rain and Akito, like I think we wanted to see like kind of a conclusion to the story, like in some way or fashion. But I feel like we never got that. Probably mine, like the Rain and Akito situation, because I think we never got a conclusion to their situation.
Yeah, because it did too. It's like, we should just get even if it's not centered on the bet, we should just get a confrontation between this new Akito and her different mindset and Rain. You remember how we got that conversation between Akito and the maid, and that was like kind of show you that Akito is going to change who she is and the maid is going to stay stuck in her ways. I think a better show of that would have been Rain and Akito, mother and daughter, how the daughter is going to be progressive in her thinking, and how the mother is still going to stay stuck in the mud thinking about Akira. So like it's just, we didn't get Rain at all, and I feel like that was a little disappointing.
Yeah, definitely. Like I feel like if you just like put Rain in like the headmaid's like position and saying what she said, it could work. It could have worked the same exact way, because it would show like Akito's like ready to move on, and like Rain is still clinging on to Akira's like memory and person.
Yeah.
But Shax, what is same question to you? Like, what's a plot point that you feel like wasn't like justified, wasn't like explored on, or you feel like was disappointing?
It's a small gripe, but I'd have to say in season 3 when Kill was visiting his father, I really wanted a moment of just like a little bit of self-reflection on like Kyo's dad's part, just realizing like, I was the piece of shit that drove my wife to kill herself. Like, you know what I mean? I just
Yeah.
that's all I needed, but it's understandable that we didn't get it. Like maybe that was already saying he was just too far gone. Like that old maid was saying, it's too late for her to change her ways. But yeah, that was something that bugged me a little bit. I just wanted it. The moment was still satisfying. It could have been much better if we got that. Yeah,
I can definitely see that. I think for me, when I seen that moment, I think it was more like a kill moment than a his father moment, because I feel like instead of his father realizing that like maybe he's the problem, it was like Kill realized like, oh wait, I'm not the problem. It was you the entire time.
yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Rex.
This is gonna be a little biased, but I really wanted a final fight between Yuki and Kyo, where Kyo wins, and then like they just have a laughter of like, I can't believe we fought all these times over nothing or whatever. But like I just really would have liked Kyo to win a fight, and then just like have this like bonding brother moment of like, I can't believe we fought all these times. Like you stupid cat, you got like one win or whatever, but you still got like a million more to go. I would have just liked that.
Yeah, I can see that, because I feel like. Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, you good. Nah, you got it, man.
I was just gonna say I was 100% waiting for that too. Like the whole time I was watching it, I was waiting for that final fight. I never got it, but I still like their last moment together. But yeah, I was definitely waiting for that too.
Yeah, I think on the podcast when it was like brought up when Kyo ran away in episode 10 or something like that, when after he talked to Toru in the rain, like me and Perry was like, yo, we trying to see a fight. We trying to see Fruits Basket put in some work, TMS put in some work with the animation. We trying to see them niggas fade. That's what I want to see.
They used all their budget on that when Akito ran through like 15 panels and hit him with a suplex.
Hey,
to see the Fruit Basket.
Akito be scrapping, man. That's not a topic, but it should have been a topic on like who the strongest characters in Fruits Basket, because Akito broke the scale with that.
Yeah, man, I really think that it would have just been like, even if we would have got like not them fighting as kids, we could have just had like Yuki come to Kyo's dojo or something, and then they just have like a little sparring match to show the students or something, anything. I would have liked that.
That's actually a good idea.
Yeah. I think that might be my because I think for me that would probably be my biggest plot point. It felt like a lot of bets didn't get like, it was like we didn't get no winners in bets. It was just like people just conceded. Like the Akito and Rin ones, it was like, okay, cause it was just a conceded, never look back on it. And then like the Kyo and Akito one, it was just like, okay, I'm just gonna let them go. Because it kind of, for me, it validates. I don't know how I feel about it, but kind of validates all of Kyo's training, that he never got a final fight with Yuki, where he's been like training your whole life, winning the woods, blaming Yuki. Like at least get one win. Like even I'm a Yuki stan, I would like at least give him something for his efforts.
Yeah, you talked about how like some of the bets and some of the conclusions are invalidated. It's the same thing kind of with the Shigure thing. Like we understand what they were trying to go for that, because it's like everybody is more mature than Shigure, so they wouldn't punch him. But that was something that was set up since I think season 1, I believe.
Yeah.
Where Hattori is like, you're going to end up eating a punch from either Yuki, Kyo, maybe even Toru, somebody like that. You're going to reap what you sow, but nothing happened to Shigure.
But with Shigure, I think that it was just like never. From my perspective, it was never really like brought like to everyone's attention that Shigure was like plotting every single thing. It was kind of like glossed over because so much more stuff was going on, where Shigure's involvement didn't really matter because he wasn't the main one acting. It was Akito. He just kind of like like chess moved the shit, but he wasn't the actual piece.
Yeah, but I thought like they would realize it and then Saga would punch him. I think my top guess would have been like not Toru punching him for real, but like Toru like doing like a little punch, like stop it, Shigure, kind of like what she did in like when Shigure was kind of pushing her too far with the kill thing.
Yeah,
she might speed blitz him.
Oh, she do got them feet, man. Run like Usain Bolt. Before you do
that, we got $30 from Key. Key said they hit Rexor with the pity invite. Oh my god, what is with you and Key, Rex?
I got haters everywhere I go, man. That's all I know, man. I don't do nothing to nobody. I come here to have a good time, and people just hate on me, man. It's cool.
Hey.
I'm like the cat, man. I'm like the cat, man. People just hate me because I'm me.
We let you in, man. We let you in.
We
The
gave you a
season's
mic.
already over and it doesn't matter anymore.
We gave you a mic, man.
Yeah, man.
Just like Kill, man. After everything is over with, now y'all want to be my friend, man. It don't matter now. I got my Toru. I'm cool. Don't need y'all niggas.
The banquet food's still cold, man.
Yeah, man. Just warm it up, man. It's a go place to go. Oh, what about you, Choco? What are some like unfinished plot points you wish got resolved?
I think I'm not sure if it's unfinished, but I would have liked to see more moments between, similar to Rex, Yuki, and Kyo post their, I guess, quote unquote fight.
Mhm.
Because like I guess after that fight they're not as hostile to each other. So I would have liked to see what the new dynamic on their relationship is like. If they're like amicable with each other, are they friendly, or are they still kind of like a friendly banter between the two of them? Because like we had that one scene in the final episode before Yuki speaks to Toru, but and it tells you a lot about their relationship now. But I would have liked to see like what is more scenes like between those two, because we really had them fighting for the majority of the show. So yeah.
Yeah, 'Cause I think even in the podcast we kind of like, I think when that question was brought up to us, like Yuki and Kyo come together, being friends again, like will be becoming like actual friends. Me and Satsuki both said like we can't see them like being buddy and being like friendly to each other like they usually is. It'll just probably be like more of a respect on both sides.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about yourself here? What would you?
Oh, I said the bets. That was my thing.
Oh,
It
yeah,
was like,
yeah.
it was the bets.
Okay. So this is going to be a little different question. It's along the same lines, but what would you change about the series if you could change anything? This can be something as minute as a character design. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't have to be something big or out there. Just something that you would have altered a little in the story that you think would have made things better. I know it's kind of similar to the question we just asked, but just bear with me on that. Go ahead, Rex.
Get rid of all the EDP stuff, man. That's my only gripe with Fruits Basket, bro. Get rid of every single EDP scene, man. It was so crazy because like the Carano stuff, it was like whatever. But then at the end, you did not have to do the Cosmo stuff. Like I don't get why any of that was necessary, bro. Like it made no sense. I was like, come on, just get rid of all this, and this series is perfect. I'm not gonna lie. That's the reason why Fruits Basket isn't a 10 for me, because that stuff is just so weird to me. It's so weird. That's just a me thing, though.
I will tell you this, Rex, on the Cosmo thing, because I hate how the anime did it, because I feel like they played it up to make you believe that, and maybe it was just like a troll or whatever they were trying to pull. But the manga readers basically told us the reason why Hana was in Kazuma's dojo is because she is a hired cook for him. So it wasn't to push a ship between them. It wasn't a romantic thing. But I definitely, when that happened, us being anime onlys, I think everybody had that thought because of what Hana said before about her crushing on Kazuma. So
still a little weird because we've never seen anything about Hana cooking or anything. So I still call cap on that. I call cap.
It's in the manga. How you gonna call cap? What the fuck?
No, what I mean, no. I'm not saying that's not in the manga. What I'm saying is I don't think it's just her cooking. You know what I mean? Because like we've never seen anything about her cooking abilities or her wanting to be a chef or anything like that. So I'm just like, I think it really is just like what we thought it is.
So you think she's gonna be cooking naked in the apron?
Oh, hell yeah! Hell yeah! Hell yeah. Kazuma a nasty nigga, man. That's all I know.
He's trying to get a meal, man. Trying to get a meal.
Yeah, you might be. All right, Shax, what would you check? What is something that you would change in a series if you could? A little tweak.
I couldn't think of anything until you mentioned it could be something as like small as the character design. I'm not gonna lie to you, man. I'd take season 1 and 2 Momoji. I'd drip him on, man. I change his drip up.
Change his drip. Which means we give him a gold chain.
Change him on, man. Give her that little bunny backpack. You know what I'm saying?
What you talk? That's a classic.
Lob him a Jansport. You know what I mean? Give him some ones.
You trying to make him
Off-White.
look like Kanye West in 2006? Polos and backpacks.
You know, some Supreme shirts and
Yeah,
We gonna drip him up, man.
the Supreme jacket.
Supreme jacket, Supreme. You want a do-rag on? Yeah, that's good.
Now we talking.
That's crazy.
I feel you, though.
Yeah, I feel you. I think for me, one thing I would change is kind of like one problem I had with the show was like, it's probably a minor problem, but it was the whole like, I didn't like how like in season 3 we got this information that like, oh, this is the first time the Zodiacs have been together. I felt that was kind of strange for that to be introduced so late, especially how like the mangaka was able to like weave in a better plot, like easier plot points early on, and I feel like this one was just kind of like a tacked on thing at the end, because it felt like it was just like, oh, these are all 12 Zodiacs. We never got any information indicating that this is like an important event or like any other banquets or New Year parties that we have seen. It was saying like it's a big deal.
Okay, I feel that.
Mm-hmm.
I feel you.
All right, Choco, what is something about the series that you would change if you could?
I think more visible aging, because like we went through 3 years, but the characters mostly looked the same. They were saying they were getting taller, and you could kind of notice it, but I couldn't really tell. And then in the 3rd season, like you had Momiji, Hiro, Kisa, they all just went through some mad growth spurt, and I think if they had kind of just like done it more gradually throughout the seasons, it wouldn't have been as jarring, because like there was just one episode he was still a kid. The next episode, man's like he's a grown man almost. So I just need it to be a little more subtle, you know.
Yeah.
Defense of that, I think it's actually realistic to how high school actually is, and like how it actually is, because like I'm gonna be real, like from freshman year to like senior year, people really didn't look that different. Now, like 6 years out of high school, like for me personally, everybody looks totally different. But from like freshman year to senior, it wasn't really that big of a change. But some summers would go by 2-3 months, and niggas would come back, and there was 5'4", be 6 foot. I would be like, how is that even possible?
Oh,
So
yeah,
I think it's actually realistic, and also the people that grew the most were the youngest, so they had the growth spurts. That's just
yeah,
the way I look at it.
That's Anthony
That's
Davis.
true.
It's funny I say that because my little cousin is visiting, and that man like 6'3" now, and I'm like, what? He like 6 years younger than me. I'm like, yo, what they feeding these kids up north?
I don't know. You might have to
I'm
snuff
like,
them out. Hold up.
I'm like, yeah, like the strap, man.
Yeah.
Be on my Avon.
I hate when people younger than me are taller than me, man. It ruins the dynamic. It ruins the dynamic.
It's fucked up too, because first thing he said to me was like, I'm taller than you now, shorty. I was like, what? Hold on now.
Oh,
Hold on now.
I got 2 older brothers who are shorter than me. They do not want to stand near me anymore. And pictures and shit. They be like, nah, we not. Go over there. Go in the back, bro.
I'm taller than my older brother. He's like 7 years older than me, but I'm barely taller than him. Like you have to look really hard to tell.
I think for me, one thing I would have changed, I would have just simply had Ritsu be more involved in the plot, and I think an easy way of doing that was something we talked about on the podcast, and another person commented on, and that's to have Ritsu talk to Akito, because I think they would have had an interesting dynamic with Ritsu being a male who cross dresses and Akito being a female who dresses very masculine. I think
You know what? Oh, go ahead, my bad.
No, go ahead.
No, go ahead. Oh, you know what I thought would be an interesting, just by you saying that, an interesting thing I just caught up with. Like, imagine if instead of like Akito, imagine instead of like Kagura's there talking to Ritsu, giving her addresses, it's Akito doing it.
That might work.
Yeah, because I feel like that would like fit so perfectly with both these characters, because it could be like a moment where like they're like teaching each other like how to dress like their like proper genders.
Yeah.
Especially because like, oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, for the character that Akito is, who hates women, I think that would have been interesting to see how she would have reacted towards a character like Ritsu. I'm pretty sure Akito would have hated Ritsu as well. It's just I wanted to see that explicitly in the story, but it seems like for me, Ritsu is just so detached from the story that you know, by the time we get to the end of it, when we see the scene of Kagura and Ritsu and Misuru, it just feels like the author is just like checking off things that need to be addressed. Like, oh shit, I got Ritsu here. Like, shit, okay, let me put in this scene right there. And then feel like Ritsu was woven in the story well. Like, that's the one character that I feel like is on the outside. Ironically, Kyo is the most in the story really out of all the Zodiacs, and he's the ostracized one, but Ritsu is like in spirit is the cat spirit, because Ritsu don't get no involvement.
Hey man, I ain't gonna lie, man. So I ain't gonna say no names, but somebody said Ritsu ain't gonna show up again season 3. But you know, he came back in another episode, then another one, and then another one, and then another one.
And
Just
nobody gave a fuck.
I cared.
Background.
I cared. He was missed, man. Everybody was crying for Ritsu, man. Had people in the comment section say, "Where Ritsu at?" I was like, "Hold on, man. I know the mangaka ain't gonna fuck us over like that. We here."
Oh my god.
Beating our
Don't
chest.
lie. When I saw Ritsu looking like a dude, I was shocked and appalled. I was like, where the kimono, where the long hair at? I was like, I just felt like it wasn't deserved. Like,
Relax now. You gotta go through a lot, man. Yeah,
What?
get into the Ritsu side novel.
alright, man. Gotta use the OBS.
Yeah, man. When OVA come out, man.
Alright.
That's what you got a movie, not Katsuya and Kyoko.
Fuck out of here.
If we being honest. Oh, what you mean? Okay, all right. You're not even gonna watch the movie, so why you
Yes,
even upset?
I'm trying to see the Crimson Butterfly.
Yeah.
You gotta watch. You gotta read the data book, man, but to see how Reese got like that. Alright, man.
Yeah, man. Let me see. The next question I want to ask is, next question is, what's your favorite backstory out of the entire Fruits Basket cast? Let me start with Rex this time.
Oh shit, that's a good question. I have no idea.
You want us to go back to you? I can go.
No, actually, you know what? I got it. It's kills. It's 100% kills. Like, and the reason I'm gonna say kills is because his backstory is the only one that was fleshed out throughout all 3 seasons, and like. For me personally, his backstory just got progressively worse the more we learned about it. Like, bro, like the whole misinterpretation of Kyoko's words was just like, okay, like that is insane. You know how, like, just imagine someone on a dying breath say, "I will never forgive you," and you have no idea what they mean. You know how that much it will weigh on your conscience? Like, that is insane. Like, yeah, Kyo has the best backstory and also probably the most tragic, in my opinion.
Shax?
If I had to, some two that really stood out to me were Momoji's and Hattori's. I felt like they were really tragic, and it gave a lot of insight to those characters, and really, it's what pushed them to be like some of my favorites. So I'd have to go with those 2 backstories.
Yeah, I definitely see it. Yeah. It's so sad because like those 2 characters in particular, like their backstories and tragic, and like their conclusion is not like what people thought. Well, because I personally thought like Hattori and Kano would get back together at the very end, you know, on some like, oh, I remember you stuff, like some your name stuff, or like like Momoji will be able to like go back to his parents and like have like a relationship with them, with his mom and everything after the curse is breaking, but neither of the characters got like the ending that like I thought they was gonna have.
Yeah, the conversation in season 3. I mean, at least Hattori's ending is looking more optimistic. How he's getting closer and closer with the teacher.
Great teacher Mayuko.
Thank you, Mayuko. I like that part of his story, but that conversation Momoji had with his mother about how their families are doing and if he's going on vacation or not. That one really hurt. It got to me.
Oh yeah, I forgot all about that. Yeah, like out of everybody like that had it ended in Fruits Basket, I think Momoji was the most like I'm not even gonna say bittersweet. It was just bitter. I was like, bro, are we gonna learn what happened to his sister, his father? Like, can I just get confirmation that Momoji, like, you know, has love in his life? It was weird.
Yeah, no, that's what made 100%. That's what made that moment when his curse broke and he was speaking with Akito so like sad. It was like good in the sense that he was like talking down on her. The dynamics changed, but like the realization that like nothing will change after is just that's just painful, man.
All right, Choco, what about you? Your favorite bat story?
It's probably I like Hattori and Momiji's like Shaq's, but I think Rin's backstory is my favorite. It was like my favorite episode of that second season. I think just because she was shrouded in so much mystery, and we kind of find out what she's been through to get to this point where she's at, like learning about her parents. Like I have to say, I really hate her parents. Like when she's in the hospital, and they're just like, we don't want you. Like that scene always I always remember that scene because of like how emotional that scene is. And then you got Haru screaming, like you can't say that to your kids. And then also when Akito pushes her out the window, I think that's when my hate for Akito reached its like echelon. Because I was just like, how are you gonna toss her out, say all these things, and then push her out as well? I felt like it was so over the top, and she's just lamenting in her head about how she wants to protect Haru after she's fallen out of her like two-story building. So I think definitely Rin's backstory is most emotional for me, and then also my favorite as well.
Sasuke, what about you?
My favorite bat story, it's already been mentioned, is Momiji, the German prince, my son. All right. I like that episode. I think that was episode 14, season 1. I like that episode in general because not only was that bat story sad, like you guys already talked about it, like how he didn't really get to talk to his mother, and like just thinking about that because he was a kid. I don't know exactly how young he was when it happened, but he was a kid and his father had to go up into him and basically tell him like you had to be all right with your mother losing her memories of you completely. And we saw the results of that. But I also just like how that backstory played into Toru and how she felt about her mother, because they both had this feeling that there are some memories that are very painful that may bring you a lot of sorrow, but it's not something that you want to forget. So regardless of how Momiji is hurting when he sees his sister and he sees his mother and they feel no connection towards, well, I guess you could say the sister is a little different, Momo's a little different, but being on the outside looking in, looking at those two, even though he has these feelings of sorrow, it's not something that he wants to forget. It's not something that he'll just cast aside and try to run away from, regardless of how painful it is. So that's my favorite backstory.
Yeah, Momoji's backstory is just so like tragic because it's like you're like a 6, 7 year old kid and your dad's asking you, "Hey, I need you to like live on your own for a little bit and get your mom." Like it felt like his dad. Like I know his dad had good intentions, but it kind of felt like to me like his dad was kind of like pressuring him. Because that's a big question to ask like a child that like, "Hey, I need you. You know, your mom will get better if you go away," and that's like crazy. And like just living, basically being isolated from your own flesh and blood family, and seeing them from afar, having like going on trips, having a good time, and you're like ostracized. That just hurts. That hurts seeing that.
What it was also like so manipulating the way the father asked it of him, because he's like, "You love your mother, don't you? You do this. You'll do this for her." Like I was just like, "Damn, bro, that's just nasty. That's your son right there."
But I think it's one of those things, because this is an interesting thing, because people have different takes on it. I feel like there's no other way for that situation to play out because of how severe like the curse affects the mothers, because it's either Momiji's mom forgets Momiji or she suffers like that. It's like it's one of those situations. What's up?
I would say her suffering leads to her killing herself.
Yeah, she was suicidal. It's one of those things. It's an ugly situation that no one would want to be put in, and I feel like he had to do what he did. Like it doesn't look good, but it's no other way out of it.
Yeah, because I would say like, I ask you guys like if you was Moji's dad, what would you do?
If it was me, I'm definitely Omni Man in it. I could make another one.
Oh my
I could make
god.
I could make another child, but I can't get my wife back, bro. See ya, nigga.
Yeah. What about you,
Oh.
Jax?
Boo.
Shit. Yeah, because it's a tough. It's a tough question, and I kind of feel bad for the dad to be in that situation where it's like, it's basically like, do I give up my son for like the rest of my family, or do I give up my wife? And it's like, cause like I think one thing we thinking like, okay, if I give up Momoji, he probably won't kill himself. You know what I mean? Like it's like, but if I let Momoji stay with us, my wife will die. Like somebody will die in this situation.
Yeah, and it's ways he can maneuver with the Momiji situation, and like post Momiji's mother forgetting Momiji, that's where you can argue about some of the things that he may have not done. But I mean, like Momiji lived. Besides that moment, I think his father did all right. Like Momiji wasn't suffering at the hands of his father. He did a lot with what he had, I think.
Yeah.
You could tell.
I
You could
agree.
tell it also really pained the father too.
Mm-hmm.
Did only kind of seem in a negative light when it comes to that, because that's a situation I'm quite conflicted on. Because we see him in that flashback, and then we see him again in season 2 saying like you can't have the same violin teacher as Momo because she's gonna become more curious.
Yeah.
And those are like, you kind of see those scenes, you're like, oh, he's taken more and more away from Momiji, and I guess there's not any other thing he could do. But I would have, I don't know, I would have liked him, Momiji, to have a relationship at least with his sister. But I understand why he can't. It's just like, I don't feel like it's fair for him as a child to be taking on so much of the burden. But in this situation, that's the only, I guess, plausible way for them to maneuver.
Yeah, I kind of feel bad for Momoji because even when I think it was that same episode 14, like even when he sees his mom and his sister, he's like, oh, he tells her, "Oops, I think Dad's gonna be mad at me for even like showing my face around them."
Yeah.
Yeah, it feels bad.
I gotta read Stoney. He said, "I'll choose my kid. Put that bit in the clinic."
Oh my god.
Jesus Christ. well, actually, that's probably the most like Stoney's a father, so like
Yeah.
like his answer may be like the most, one we should
Yeah.
look at the most.
And it's funny about the episode too, because the first time I watched Fruits Basket, like that's the episode I skipped because I think no on purpose though. Yeah, I think it was because I was watching late at night, and then I just think I randomly fell asleep during the episode and woke up to the next episode. So then I think Satsuki was talking to me about Momoji episode. I was like, wait, Momoji had an episode? What was that at? And then I had to go back and actually see the episode.
That's a good episode, man. Shout out to
Yeah.
Mama G, man.
Shit, Momoji.
All right. So we covered. We got everybody on the backstories, right?
I ain't do mine yet.
Okay, go ahead.
I think the backstory I like the most is probably like Yuki's, because I feel like it's one. It's kind of like, because you can see kind of parallels between him and Kyo, but his is so bad because it's like, okay, like his mom like, okay, you're gonna stay and play with the the head of the Somas, man. You'll make a great impression on her. Akito playing, you playing a great game. You a little sickly little boy. Akito's like, he's coughing on me a little bit, but it's fine. And she just wild out on you, and and then like Yuki ran away, and his mom was like, "Yuki, where did you go?" Akito go crazy, and then she slapped him. I was like, "Oh my god!" And then you get Yuki like, "Damn man, I had no friends, I got nobody to talk to." And then you go outside and you see this demon, orange haired devil, puffing and puffing. Like, this is all your fault. What did I do?
That was a bad day for you. I'm not gonna lie, man. That shit was sad as hell.
It was a bad day, man. That was a bad day for Yuki. And then the first time Yuki actually make friends is like he messes up and it's like, oh, now I gotta reach their memories, and he's like, now I don't know how to make friends anymore. Like it's just like Yuki backstory it hurts because it's just like compounds.
Yo did nothing wrong, man.
Stop it, man.
He was definitely wrong in that situation.
Yeah, he tried to give him a hat back. He said, "I don't want it." You touched it. Then he ran off.
Same thing, a
Man,
dirty
the
rat.
pain, you know.
A dirty, yeah, man. Get the you butted play gonna be touching that goddamn hat, man. Get out of here, Yuki.
Man, he's trying to be a cool dude. Mm-mm-mm.
Sick.
You had the worst day of your life, and then some dude that you want to be like come out of there and say, "Bro, I hate you, nigga."
And it's funny because Yuki got it from Haru as well. Haru pulled up on him too, red eyes, and him. I hate you because everybody call me stupid because of you. He said, "Well, are you stupid?" He was like,
Oh, I didn't think about that. Huh.
You feel bad for Yuki, man. Feel bad for the boy.
Stony say Yuki Mama's messy as fuck. I
But
think
she bad though.
True. There's like a handful of good Fruits Basket parents. Like most of them, you can put them in boxes just like god awful. I think like the worst is probably like Reen's parents because the way they snapped on Reen was ridiculous.
I think it's Reen or it's Machi's. Like, those two parents are top two for me because those are demons. Well, and Kiko dad too.
They was putting up LeBron and Kyrie numbers in the finals, boy. Just being terrible parenting, like abuse, mental anguish. Oh my god, that shit was terrible.
What's funny, the best Zodiac parents are the parents that of the Zodiacs that's not in the series the most, which is funny enough.
Oh yeah, like Hydro mom and Hero's mom.
Yeah.
Ritsu, right? Ritsu doesn't have bad parents.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
She's just a little overbearing, but she's not a bad parent.
Yeah, no, she cares for her son. Cause go ahead.
Jax?
Jax.
Oh, I was my fault. I think my mic cut out. I said she was the inn owner. I completely forgot about her.
Yeah.
He was foreshadowed.
Go Mendesai.
Nah, Ren's parents just bad. Like you just sat at the kitchen table and she asked the question. You guys always
One question.
Yeah, one question, and they just like, you know what, fuck it, slam all the food on the table. just like what? Like I want to know like what happened to them? Like what did they see from that question? Could they just snap?
It was so comical. It was so comical. Like, bro, like chill out. Like,
Yeah, it was like
she was like 5 too. She was a good kid.
Yeah.
Oh, it's like the Little Yachty Joe Budden thing. Like, nigga, relax, chill. Damn, bro, what you get so worked up about, bro?
Oh man, that's bad. And Machi's parents thought she was a killer. Like they were just so calm with it too. They like, I don't get how you see your child with a blanket, like not even a pillow, like a blanket, putting over your little brother and saying like, "Oh, she's trying to kill him. We should have seen that coming." Like what? And then just be like, I'm gonna send you off on your own. Like that's some wild ass accusations. And then like Machi couldn't even explain herself. They was like, nah, you gotta go.
Yeah, that is crazy.
Trying to take the throne.
Yeah. Oh,
dang.
I would do the same thing.
What?
Wait.
What?
Wait.
Oh, wait. Took my brother in when we were sleeping. Whoa, who you got talking about?
Nah, bro.
What are you talking about, man? That's what I said, man. What are you talking about, man?
Where Jerry at, nigga?
I don't know, man. So he's somewhere.
Jerry ain't make it through the night, man.
Man. I got my shoot Jerry. He getting too big now. I think he talked to me too. Man, everybody talked to me. I gotta shoot niggas, man. Look all that fighting.
Niggas no gun fu, no kung fu no more.
Yeah.
All right. So the next question I want to ask, simple question: who do you think you would be cool with if you were in Fruits Basket? Like, who do you think you would vibe with the most? I'll ask. Who else? I'll ask Perry.
Who I could just? What do you mean cool? What do you mean by that? Cause like I feel like different Fruit Basket characters do like different things. Like if I like, cause I would probably want to hang out with Yuki because I feel like Yuki's like a very very introverted.
Like who you would be friends with? Like you could see yourself like actually like talking to them. You know.
Oh, probably Utani. I feel Utani would be fun to hang out with. Like she would be that person that like always get you into like some kind of wacky adventures.
She might whip your ass though.
Hey, hold on, man. She don't show no where I'm from, man. You know where I'm from, man. I know gun food, man. I'm inside this, man. All these delinquents, man. I'll tell you, I'm just pulling up on them.
You gonna pull up on Utani with a gun?
I might have to, man. You see how tall she is? She's a delinquent too. Man. You look at her record, man. Probably long as hell.
Yo,
That's a dangerous felon.
I never mentioned to Utani's backstory. They jumped that girl.
Wait, which time? With the first time or the second time? Oh nah, man. You know how it is in the game, man. You want to get out the game. You try to better yourself. You try to have little aspirations and dreams. Nah, man. You gotta fight your way out. You gotta fight your way out.
They almost killed her. They would have killed her if Kyoko didn't show up. I believe.
My headcanon is Kyoko. Like she defeated all the kids there.
Oh no!
Solo Dolo.
They sort of implied it because if you look at Kyoko before that scene and after the scene, you can see like a little scuff mark on her cheek. So she definitely fought somebody.
Yeah.
That is hilarious.
She did the Deku, just yelling. Ah!
What?
As she beat all the kids, man. She put a hand up like All Might.
Nah, it was like the Madara scene. You gotta get some Shinobi like
yeah. And that's the funny thing about Kyoko. She came in. She came in with like a butterfly jacket.
Oh yeah. She let him know.
Yeah, so they was like, this is the Crimson Butterfly, man. We take her out, we could be kings.
Yeah.
Yeah, they came for the queen, man. They missed.
Man. Oh, that's funny.
Okay, so I'll ask Shax, who do you think you'll be cool with?
See, this is a tough question because they're anime characters, right? So like I'm thinking about their personalities in real life, and I'm gonna be real. Most of the Somas I just wouldn't be able to hang out with, just too much personality. Like imagine trying to hang out with Kyo in real life, like a tsundere in real life. I couldn't do it. I could never do it. I'd probably have to go with one of the adults. It couldn't be Yuki's older bro again. That's just too much.
I understand that.
Too much. Actually, I'm gonna do a Yame because I would be fun.
He's too much.
It'd be hilarious for a bit, but he never turns it off. Like as far as we know, we've seen a couple moments where he's just acting serious and he's being introspective or whatever. But for the most part, it's just always that older brother personality. This nigga's gonna show me pictures of Yuki and shit. I'd probably go with Shugure because I feel like we'd be able to have fun. Like we could probably go to the club, pull some hoes or something. You know what I mean? Shugure seems like he's a good type.
I don't know, man. Shugure feel like
he's an adult. I'm gonna be real. I'm definitely choosing one of the adults.
Oh yeah, that'd be why. Yeah, but Shugure, he applauded, man. You can't trust him. Yeah, you see how he torturing his editor. You think he doing anything more to you? Shit.
he gonna look at the girl I like and go home with her.
Yeah,
Nah,
the girl you looking at, he gonna go to her house and fuck her mom. That's what he gonna do.
All right, let's just assume that he fucks with me back. All right.
Hey man, we see how Shugure do people he fuck with. Let's see what happened to Akito.
That's his girl. That's the difference.
All right, Choco, who do you think you would be cool with if you were in Fruits Basket?
I was gonna say Manabe, but when I was thinking about it, I can't deal with that personality every day. I think I'd get too annoyed. So probably Hattori, because same reasons for why I like him. He's calm, not too much energy, kind of chill. I reckon we can have some good conversations.
Yeah, good conversation. So you hit that flip and Dark Haru come out.
I'm not Haru, Hattori.
Oh, Hattori, my bad. Hattori, I was reading the comment section. My bad. Yeah, Hattori would be cool. What about you, Rex?
It's gotta. I'm gonna choose a duo, and it has to be this duo. I don't want them separate. They gotta be together. Ayame and Shigure. I have to be with both of them at the same time. We will have the funnest of times.
Hold on, they're little.
So nigga.
They a little,
I'm trying to say they might add you. They may try to
Having fun, and we having fun. and we having fun.
Hey man, get your shit out, bro.
And we having fun, man. And we having fun.
Do you, man? Do you?
Bro, like even outside of that, they just seem like when they was in high school, they sound like they just had a good time all the time. They went to brothels and stuff. Like, come on, bro.
It's funny to you say that because I feel like it's like we say we think that shit is fun, but from Hattori's reaction, like imagine dealing with both of them like on a daily basis.
You got a lot of patience, man.
Yeah.
I feel like Ayame and Shigure, like when they're like hyper, is like how I am. I'm not a Hattori type of nigga. I'm not an introvert, so like I would thrive in that like environment. That's just me.
Yeah, what about you, Satsuki?
I feel like it would either be Hattori or Hana, one of them. I'm like a little off the Hana train just because I don't want her reading my mind and shit, but it's just because of the vibe of being chill. Like I don't feel like I would have to like strain myself talking to Hana. Like we would just be on some shit where, you know, we just enjoying each other's company and just chilling, man. So it got to be a character like that. It can't be someone like super eccentric like a Yame.
Mm-hmm.
My social battery going to drain fast as hell.
Dang, why y'all ain't say Toru?
Nah, Toru too nice.
She too innocent. I couldn't chill someone like that for too long. Man.
Yeah.
It'd be like hanging out with a child.
Yeah, you hang around Toru, then you see Hana and Utani in the back, like, giving you death threats. You break a heart, man. We're gonna break your legs. Nah, I think Hana be cool, but it's like the whole mind reading and like feel your emotions. It's like, you think about that slut that my aunt chapter. Wait, what?
My aunt chapter.
Yeah, shout out my
And now that you say that, never mind. We going with Hattori.
yeah, hanging out with Hana would just be really jarring. Like imagine hanging out with a really pale girl with just all black everything with like just
Oh no, that's my
dark
vibe.
as hell eyes.
It's a vibe, man.
All black, yeah.
That's
Like
too much.
Then you pull up her brother. What's his name? Megami.
Yeah.
Said, "I know your name. I didn't fucking know my name."
That's a great side character.
Yeah, man. Just being there.
Well, I got a question real quick. Who would y'all least want to hang out with?
Ritsu, easy.
Ritsu. Yeah.
Oh my god!
Oh my
Y'all
God.
came in hot. What the?
Yeah.
Y'all had that plan? That was a
Bro,
routine.
look at that character. All he does is apologize in that squeaky ass voice, and all he does is cry.
But that's Toru though. But
Facts.
I ain't here for that.
It's Ritsu's way more annoying about it.
Be too jarring.
He had a hard life, man.
Damn! Now you say that. Hold up.
What about you got Hero?
It was the
I mean, but are we talking about Hero now?
Yeah, like
He's still ass. Let's be honest. He's still asshole.
No, he's not.
Stop it.
No,
man.
he's better now. He's definitely better.
he's way
that
better than
sarcastic part of him will never leave. Like that, I feel like that's his personality.
Yeah,
but he's definitely more emotionally aware of what he says.
yeah, like that sarcastic thing. Like that's I know I have friends like that. Like, I'll be cool with him.
Fuck him.
Okay. Like, what did you achieve with that?
Hey man, the fans know, the chat know.
Oh, so that's who you choosing, Perry? That's who you're not hanging out with?
Yeah, fuck him.
All right, man. What about you, Choco?
Nah,
Oh, you heard me, Ritsu.
He said,
Oh, he said
Hold
Ritsu.
on,
Oh, I
hold
thought.
on.
Oh, so Shaq's in. I'm saying
yeah,
Ritsu.
yeah, unison. That's why we was like, yo, this is like a comedy
That's
routine.
my guy, man.
Yeah.
Yes,
I wanna hear that.
they just hate me. That's all it is.
What about you, Satsuki?
I feel like it has to. If I'm probably, I don't want to say Ritsu because I feel like it's somebody worse, but like off the top of my head, it's probably Ritsu, man. Either Ritsu or Ayame, and it's nothing. I like Ayame, like I fuck with Ayame, but like I said, that he just not on the same vibe I'm on. Like I'll be tired talking to that nigga, and then he'll probably say some shit like, "Hey, yo, dread nigga, give me fetch me my water."
He would not say that, bro.
Fetch me my water.
You see how you do a Toru, man? He said, "Chop, chop, make it snappy, housemaid, concubine."
He was joking, man.
It's always jokes, man. Look at these comedy style.
I definitely couldn't hang out with Yuki though, at all. Like his personality is just, it's so like nonchalant. Like he's better now,
Mm.
but I don't even know if it gets really much better. But like Yuki is the type of person I'll be wanting to fight. Like
Oh my God.
I could not deal with a Yuki type personality, bro. I'm trying to have a good time, and then he got some snarky remarks. I'm like, all right, bro.
Wait, Yuki, Snarky Remark. What are you talking about?
All right, come on,
You,
man.
you just described Hero. That's Hero's all about the snarky remarks.
All right, come on, man. Heroes is kind of like Yuki is more mean spirited, man. I'm gonna just be real. Man.
What?
Yeah,
Yuki's
man.
only like mean spirited towards like the dudes he has a brother like dynamic with, or like what's his name?
Yo,
Kakeru or whatever his
Abe.
name is,
Mhm.
and Kyo.
Kakeru. Yeah.
Those are the only ones we see the snarkiness come out from. It's only because they bring it out of him.
yeah, but that's my personality. So I just know that we would not get along.
Oh, okay, bet.
Yeah. I might change mine to what's the guy who was the student council? I can't Manabe?
Moto. Wait, in
Moto?
the student council now? Now?
Yeah. Well, not now. Well,
You're talking about the short kid, right?
yeah,
Oh,
sure,
you-
okay, yeah, but
Yeah,
I
it's
don't remember
now.
his name.
It's now.
oh, now. Oh, I thought you meant like now, like now. Like, okay.
NAO now.
Yeah. Now, yeah, probably now. Probably now, man.
He just be vibing, man. They be fucking up around him.
Yeah, I feel that. I
But
feel
he can
that.
quit. He quit anytime he want to, man. He quit anytime he want to.
Bro, man, just imagine you got these two clowns, Kakeru and Kimi, messing up everything while you trying to do some serious
Oh.
work.
You ain't talking about the worst one. You got Machi like having a
Yeah.
random fits every day, throwing stuff on the table. Like, what's wrong with you, girl? Like, can you imagine you walk in a room just the girl just like throw everything on the ground? I'm like, oh my
Yeah.
God.
The leader just does nothing about it and lets them beat themselves. You be like, all right, man. Yeah, I feel bad for them, bro. I'm not gonna lie. Trying to do a job. Man. I feel
That's crazy, man. He gonna pull up on you and say, we are my rival. Rival? What are you talking about? And he'll tell you that old girl you talking to in second grade was his love of his life.
chill out, man. Chill out.
That's like what it be, man.
Chill out. Chill
That's how he
out.
pulled up on Kyo, Yuki, man.
I think that's a good transition to the next thing.
Okay.
Go ahead.
I think next question would be, which character do you relate to the most? Let me go with Satsuki this time.
Who I relate to the most, it's got to be the Ox. You know what I'm saying? Dark Haru, but it's just regular Haru though. Like not on when he snap and all that shit. I feel like, not with the of course being super selfless thing, but I think him just kind of staying in the background and doing his own thing. He, like I said before, he's like a very low maintenance type of character. So I could kind of just relate to him being laid back. Again, we're not talking about Dark Haru, but in most cases he's just chilling in the back vibing. So I think that's the person I would relate to the most.
I seen Dark Haru when Blue was trying to tell you about his bracket. You just snapped on him, man.
And what I did, I blocked them and I moved on.
That's not what you did first, though. That's not what you did first.
That's not what he first, man.
Yeah, Dark Haru first, and then we chill out.
You was smoking that Satsuki runts, man. I was there for it.
What about you, Shax?
Off the top of my head, there was the one character I can think of. I relate to the most is probably Yuki, because there was this one moment that I kind of went through as well, where you remember when Yuki was in high school and he was at the parent teacher conference, and his mom was sort of just like deciding things for him. As the youngest in the family, man, I dealt with a lot of that as a kid, so could definitely relate on that part. Like at a certain point, you just have to speak up for yourself, and because you got to control your own life.
Yeah, I can definitely see that. What about you, Choco?
The character I relate to the most,
Mm-hmm.
I think probably Yuki, because it's his journey of, I guess, self-improvement and reflection, and challenge himself by doing things he doesn't like. Can relate to that feeling a lot, and it's one of the reasons why he kind of goes in my character rankings throughout the seasons, because I really, I guess, respected what he was doing to improve himself as he went along in the series.
Oh yeah, I can definitely see that. What about you, Rexor?
Definitely Kyo. I definitely relate to Kyo the most, man. I like it's like 1-to-1, man. We just want to be loved, and niggas just be ostracizing us and shit on us, man. And then they be telling us we the problem, and I'm like, all right, man, how can that be the problem?
If anything, it's that cat zodiac, man. He just drunk the shit the guy gave him. He was complaining and shit. Imagine that God give you something to drink and you complaining.
Oh,
That's crazy.
man. Hey, all
Nah,
right,
man.
get the fuck out of here, Perry. Nah, bro.
I'm with the cat there, man. Cause take this in. That cat was old, sick, ready to die, and and all of a sudden God's like, nah, we gonna run this back. The cat's like, wait a minute, hold on now, I can say yes.
Didn't even tell him or nothing, bro. Like, come on, man. That's sick.
Yes, it's like the quote I got. Life is already tiring. Do you telling me there's more after this? Oh my god!
Yo, we partied every day, guys. Like, I'm good.
Yeah, I'm
He seems like the party can't stop, man.
like, I'm tired. You got me being reincarnated to these fucking gingers, nigga. I'm good, bro.
That's wild, man. So you tell me, God give you a drink, you ain't drinking it?
Nah, I'm cool.
I'm gonna ask him what it is, cause
All them banquets probably killed the cat, bro.
Hey man, he wanted to come, man.
Got me reincarnated as a monster and shit, smelling like shit, bro. Come on.
That's what's even more fucked up. He came back and he was like, the spirit like transforms its host into like a demon beast. Like, what's up with that?
Hey man, he should have been more grateful.
left him to
That's what
die. Oh my god.
That's what we call divine retribution. Not okay. That seemed wild though. That seemed wild. It was like, I don't want to be immortal. Why did you do this? We should all, have one life and enjoy it. And it was like, boo.
It's
That's
like
literally it.
you remember the scene from the Boondocks when I forgot the character's name, bro. I think it started with like an L or something like that. He in Lethal Interjection. You know what I'm talking about, right?
I forgot his name. Lenny? I think maybe Lenny?
No, Leonard.
Leonard is his name. It's like Leonard had this good idea for everybody, and then they paused, and then they said, "Nigga, fuck you talking about?" Snatched his chain, threw a chair at him. Like, bro, what?
And I come here with all that logic and shit, man. We trying to live forever.
Bro,
Crazy.
That's crazy. I think the character I relate to the most will probably be probably the Tory. I just be chilling, man. Calm, cool, collected, just be chilling.
All right. Well, who Perry actually is like a Shigure, so that's just.
Wait, what you mean? I look, man. I am what's called equal opportunist, man. I give everybody in the server quality jokes. You might not like them, you might not want them, but the quality.
You've improved a lot, but Freedom State Perry, whoo, just scheming, this slithering in the dirt, man, just betraying people left and right for his own goals.
I'm not gonna lie, Perry. You and Muppet are definitely a Yami Shigure. 100%.
Oh, you talking about? Hey man, it is what it is, man. Who's who though?
Just let us know.
You're Shigure, he's a Yami.
Okay.
So they said the nigga died and he just turned around.
They probably buried the nigga. They was like, all right. The other thing is, it's like his dead body was probably still there while they were still partying. It was like same time tomorrow. Yes, sir.
My God, dog. They did that man wrong.
Yeah, they did. Damn dirty.
Okay, so I'll ask this question: who do you think is an underrated character or a character that you think is undervalued? And that's just in your opinion, based on what you've heard from us, other people that you may know in the community. Who is a character that you think doesn't get enough shine and recognition? I'll start with Shax.
This is a bit of a tough question for me because I'm not as like plugged into the community, having just watched this show for the first time a couple weeks ago. But if I had to think of a character that was undervalued in the series, it'd probably have to be Ritsu because I feel like he was so out of place I definitely wanted more from his character. Like, I wanted to like him. I wanted them to change my opinion. It didn't come. He was barely in the show.
Well, basically on tier list, it did change your opinion. He went up.
Yeah, he went up from die to like meh. So I
Yeah,
guess he did go up, but not really.
So hey, if we had another season, man, he'd have been to the top.
Maybe if he had more. If he had more scenes.
All right. I'll ask Choco. Who do you think is an underrated character?
I think probably Hanajima because how she was helping Toru. I didn't see a lot of people who were talking about it because she's one of those people who, especially in that season 3 scene when like Toru was in the mud and she took her home and I basically consoled her and got Uintani involved. I feel like those moments weren't really, I don't really say they weren't appreciated, but I feel like they need more highlighting because it shows how the friendship between those two is like two-way. She gives and takes and Toru gives and takes. Like they both support each other equally.
Okay.
Yeah, I definitely enjoyed that scene with like, cause I personally thought it was gonna be Rain who gonna help her, but then Hana showing up was a great moment because I feel like after season 2, Hana character kind of like, I feel like she was basically left to the wayside for other characters. Like even Utani got a little bit moments as well, but like with Hana, she just felt like she was just there for most of it. But that one scene in episode 1 of season 3 was great for her character.
Yeah, I agree.
All right, Perry, what about you? Underrated character?
I think underrated character is Rain herself, because I feel like Rain as a character is probably like, I feel like she's kind of like the most like not I'm not gonna say like not realistic, but more like she kind of like feels what I feel like for majority of the show, because like when like she was trying to figure out how to break the curse, she was like one of the few characters like actively trying to look for it and like trying to solve the problem of everything. And like when and the way she kind of like she put Hattori in front of herself and said like, when Akito was like, who loved who first, and she was like, it was me. I seduced him, so put your anger out on me. And like just some of the self-sacrifice she does, I feel like doesn't get talked about enough for her character. And I think another moment is like at the very end of everything, while everybody's kind of like not really kumbaya with Akito, but kind of like, okay, slowly like accepting her. She's one of the few characters that kind of like, no, she's a monster. Like she almost killed me. She put Kisa, who's a child, in the hospital. Like I'm like y'all can be cool. It's okay for you. It's like, she was literally like, and is it crazy that I still hate her and everybody else is like trying to accept it? And I kind of like how she approached that situation.
Okay.
It was realistic too.
Yeah.
There's no way everyone can just move on from what Akito did.
Yeah, she like people have mental scars, and Reen has that and like literal scars from that. You know, her interactions with Akito. So I think a lot of people are probably like of the same mindset as her, because like the degree varies on like how much Akito affected their lives, and Reen took like the brunt of Akito's wrath in most situations because she almost died twice.
Funny is like I guess in Akito mind she rationalized it like it wasn't her fault that Hitori lost an eye, but it's kind of like she apologized for like the whole Kureno thing, like stabbing him in the back, but for like Hitori losing an eye, she's like, yeah, right.
You good?
Yeah, you good,
You a
man.
doctor?
Yeah.
Fix it up.
You got 2 for a reason.
But Rexor, underrated character.
Underrated character. I'm gonna have to go with what's her name? Makoto from the Yuki fan club. Is that how you pronounce her name?
Motoko.
Motoko. She is so underrated. She brought so much life into the series. Nobody ever talks about her. If they do, they hate her. I don't know why. She's great, fantastic. Like, she was an amazing character.
I'm glad you brought her up because from what I've seen from the community, people aren't really they don't really like the Yuki fan club, but I love the Yuki fan club. They reminded me kind of just like how Team Rocket, like very loosely, just like the wacky antics they come in with. They just bring a lot of comedy into the series. Like when we got to the school, the Yuki fan club a lot of times would just shake things up, leave, and you know, it'd be good. So
malicious, like, and I think that's the thing that I liked about them so much was like they weren't really like super malicious, so like they kind of got a pass in my book on on a lot of things.
yeah, they weren't meant to be brought in that light.
I think one thing I liked with them was like I don't know, I forgot what was happening. I think they were trying to get Yuki away from Toru, and then they put Toru in like a spin around, and she was like, "Ooh."
Oh yeah, yeah. I know what you're talking about.
Put in the spin cycle, man. Had to pack her up.
That's one of my favorite scenes in Fruits Basket. The very first thing where we see Utani and Hanajima, because they gang up on Toru, and then you just see Utani say, "Yo, what y'all doing over here?" And Hana just in the cut waiting. Oh my gosh, you just peeking like, yo, anything pop off, y'all gone.
What y'all trying to do?
Yeah, what y'all trying to get into? I go back to my old ways.
And it's funny too because Yuki Flame Cup is like deep too, because I think they was they being pulled up on Machi. It was like, so I think everybody was like, Yuki's so cool, he's so perfect, and I was like, well, I think he feels lonely or something like that. It was like, wait, what you say? They was like, hold my shit, hold my earrings, hold my earrings. What you say?
Yeah, all she said was like, they was like, oh, he's a prince, and then she's like, nah, I don't think so. And then they was about to jump her. I'm like, what the fuck? Damn, they do not play. But no, shout out to Motoko. That's one thing I do wish we could have seen, like what would have what happened to the Yuki fan club after her graduation, because they weren't focused on after that. Like I'm pretty sure they survived just based on the sheer numbers they have, but I wonder how they were led after Motoko was gone.
Yo, can you imagine like Machi's like school life, like after everybody knows she's dating Yuki? Like I had to see the Yuki fan club getting the DM from the group meet. Doo doo, you see his picture, and it's Yuki and Machi kissing. It's like, oh, we gotta cut a bitch.
Yeah, because that'll be an interesting question to see how they navigate that now that. Because I'm pretty sure Yuki would be. I mean, now he's in college and she's still in high school, so they would have to like catch him in public or something like that. But it'll be cool to see how they act after Yuki's in a relationship. You know what I'm saying? Like, would they dissolve or would they still keep going?
Yeah, and it's crazy because like their whole thing was like no one can walk with Yuki by themselves, no one can talk to him without another person present, and like Machi just breaking all the rules. She kisses him, dating him.
Fuck all that.
Yeah.
But underrated character for me is Toru's grandfather. He's a character that I don't think anybody really talks about because he's very minor, but I think his impact in the story shows through Toru, especially in the episode. What was it, like episode like maybe 4 or 5, where
actually it might have been like 8. I think it was like later on.
Really? I thought it was like earlier.
Yeah, it was around like the 6 to 9 area.
Yeah, because I think after that happens, like Kyo immediately goes to Toru and they do the hug, right? Yeah,
it might be because I actually think episode 4 is the one with Kagura, but yeah, the episode I'm referring to is when Toru, the renovations are done for the home, and Toru can go back, and then you see that when she goes back home with her family. And they're family on their dad's side, and they're kind of like estranged from her. They don't really have any relationship towards her. And then you can see Toru's like struggling with her feelings on whether she wants to speak up on whether to leave or not. And then Toru's grandfather, when everybody's talking about Toru, like steps up to the plate and slaps old boy. I'm like, okay, grandpa, I see you, nigga. Back and all. I see you, boy. And he just
suplex that nigga.
Oh my god, he would probably die.
Yeah, he was having a hard day because after he got slapped, Yuki came in there and thumped him one time. He was had a bad day.
Yeah.
Old boy wanted to be a detective, nigga.
Yeah, find that.
Solve this problem, nigga.
Yeah. Nah, I agree with Satsuki. I think he's a very underrated character as well. I think another scene that like really helped me like appreciate him a lot more was when I think him and Kyo are talking about Katsuya and Kyokai and like basically about Toru, and he was saying like Kyo was like, you know, you always calling Toru Kyoko, and I feel like that kind of like, why do you do that? Like, you know that kind of like brings up bad memories? And he's like, no, I do it so she won't forget. And then he talks about like how he observed her like throughout like when Katsuya died and like Kyoko died, and like he's doing that for her own benefit, even if she don't know it himself. And I appreciate that a lot about him.
Yeah, and he's based on what is said, he's like the only one on Katsuya's side of the family who accepted Kyoko for who she was, because they weren't fucking with her being a former gang leader. So
Hell, I wouldn't either.
I wouldn't either, man. Pull up in your house, you see a son with her feet on the table, eating with a mouth open.
man, she wasn't doing all that, man. She wisened up when she
Just
got
to the
Katsuya.
side.
She wisened up, man. Best mom.
Drinking milk out the carton.
I don't know, man. She psychologically traumatized Yuki Kyo for the rest of his life.
Nah, man, that's because he didn't stick
3
around.
years.
Hey man, she did that because he didn't find her daughter. She let a new nigga do it.
She was choking on blood at that point, man.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. She was kind of spiteful in that moment. She was like, "Hey yo, don't forget your promise, or I will haunt you." Like, she was
like, yo, chill, nigga, Yachty, nigga, chill.
She was haunting niggas that one episode. Shout out to Kyoko, man.
Man, she never protect the daughter, man. She can let any other person like walk up to her daughter.
Yeah, true.
Taking her spot.
True.
I think the next question we want to ask is, do you like how Akito was handled, and like do you like how Akito was handled in the story? As like how like no only person who kind of confronted her was Reen. How do you guys feel about that? Let me go with Shax.
I do like how Akito was handled overall. Although I do wish for more moments of like towards the curse like breaking for everyone. Like I do wish there were more moments of the Soma family like being more defiant and against her, because we had that moment with Haru, which that was one of my favorite moments in the whole show. And we sort of had Momoji like talking down on her. And of course there are the Shigure moments, but I feel like we could have gotten a bit more from Yuki and Akito. Because like the way that ended, I wasn't mad at it. Yuki was like moving past it. He felt he wasn't gonna like blame his trauma from Akito on his life not going the way he wanted to and who he is now. And her just like snapping and cutting his face with something, like that was cool. He did it in his own way in like a mature fashion, but I definitely could have used more people just snapping on Akito. I would have loved that.
Oh, so you like a gradual increase of like defiance from the Somos, like from like that moment on, like to like the end of the show.
Yeah, exactly. I would have loved that.
Yeah, you can definitely see that. What about you, Choco?
I think similar to Shax, I think she was handled all throughout the show, but for me, I would have liked to see more on the atonement side for Akito. Was a lot of the things she's done, like I feel she kind of got off easy, and that may have been the point, but I would have liked to see, I guess, more interactions with the characters she had harmed, like Hattori, Rin, Kisa, just to see like how those conversations go with how she's changed as a person, as a character, because like not light things that she was doing, like she beat up a little girl because a guy, like a kid, was like, oh, I want to be with her. Like I just wanted to see her be, I guess, more remorseful for her actions.
Yeah, I could definitely see that. You know, one thing I kind of like I realized is like, why didn't nobody like why did the Zodiacs like give each other the 401 about Akito, like how you feel about relationships? Because the fact that like a hero walked to Akito and said like, I really like Kisa, and then Akito was like, oh, for real? Say less. Bring Kisa right quick. Let me talk to her right quick.
Oh my goodness, it's so crazy too, because like that was the early showing. I don't know if people like caught up or like picked up on like Akito's hatred for women at that point, but it's just so sick that like Hiro's the one that brought it up. Kisa didn't even know why she got hurt. She didn't know at all. She didn't know that Hiro brought that up to her until like later in the series. So she just walks in there thinking like, you know, you get called into the principal office, your heart drop, you don't know why, but he's like, okay, let's just go up in there. You just get beat and hospitalized and then bullied when you go back to school.
For no reason. Like, you don't even know the reason till later on. And like, I think Kisa would have been like, wait, it was you? I got my ass beat because of you? Oh, no. No. I was in the hospital, lumped up. What about you, Rex?
What's the question said again?
Like, how do you feel like Akito was handled? And do you think, like, just how Akito was handled?
Think like I like Akito as a character, but I don't think she was handled the best at the end. I think that I get the whole thing of like Kureno and Toru being like, oh, they're the idiots, and you know, you're lucky that they're the ones. But it just felt so jarring that like throughout this entire series, everybody like hated her, and then out of nowhere, it was like, yeah, it is what it is. You know, it was just like weird, like that like I would have preferred if the show went on a little longer and like we got to see their adult years, where at first everybody was kind of on the Akito hate train, and Shigure was the one like comforting her, like, you know, like this is the like repercussions and consequences of your actions. Then over time, you know, people grow up, people become adults, and like they kind of, you know, like slowly forgive Akito. Then of course you got Rin, like hell no, I never forgive you. Like no matter how old we get, like but over time, it just felt kind of weird not to have anybody really like combat her.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that point, because it's just because even if people like what you said, people want to go with the argument of like, oh, Toru and Kureno are like the idiots, and like they're okay with forgiving her. It's like she did so much. Like I don't think like it's wild for anybody to just be like cool with her. Like that's wild to me. Like she beat up a kid. She scarred Hattori's eye. Like she did so much things. And it's like everybody like, oh, whoop-de-doo, we're family now. It's kind of crazy for me.
Hey man, you don't hurt family.
Oh, you're right, man. Unless you're in Alabama, because you don't do that to family.
I'm so sick of those. I'm so sick of those, man. Stop it.
Hey, I feel like Vin Diesel was in there, man. He's lucky.
Oh my God, he coming with the shot, the double pump.
Yeah,
Akito in the dirt.
Yeah, Akito push Rain off. He's like, you don't do that to family. Bow.
Yeah, you pick Rain up in the car, nigga.
Yeah, oh, she don't fall. He somehow whips her in the car.
Nah, man.
Vin Diesel, man. That's crazy. What about you, Satsuki? How'd you about Akito and how she was handled?
I'm biased. I'm Akito stan, so take this with a grain of salt. I think it was handled well. There's some things that I would have wanted to have seen. I didn't need to see any retribution go in Akito's way as far as like people blaming her and punishing her. I think I'm more along the lines of what Choco said, where I think what I did want to see is like Akito like trying to work for that forgiveness, even if it didn't come. Like I wanted to see like what she did as head of the Soma, because like that was brought up, like she's the head and she's doing good things and whatnot, but we don't know what that entails. And I think that's important for her character to see like what she's doing to work on getting better and to get in the good graces of people. Again, I don't need to see her be in the good graces of people because of all the things she did. I don't expect it. I think a lot of people harbor a lot of hatred for Akito and still do. And I think the reason why it played out the way it did is because it's like it's kind of a situation of like, you know, what is there to be gained? Almost like how nobody did anything to Shigure. And I heard like Rex's point where he said like, you know, nobody really knows the full extent of what Shigure did. So Akito is a little different with that, but then again, the whole point is like, what do you get out of like lashing out at Akito at this stage in the game when like the theme of, especially like in the last season of Fruits Basket, is like just moving on. Either you move on or you stay in the same place. So I think a lot of characters were trying to follow that theme, and I get people's problems with it, but I just wanted to see what Akito did to to show remorse and things like that. I don't think we got a lot of that at all.
Yeah, and she also did cut Toru, and then Shax did say, if you hurt Toru, you get packed up.
Yes, sir.
Well, for me, I actually like Akito's handle for like the first 3 seasons. For the first like maybe first 2 seasons and the 3rd season, I liked it as well to the end, because I like the way she was presented throughout the whole entire show, just the way her character was like portrayed and everything, and what she represented for the Somas. But I'm on the side of Rex, where it's like it feels like I said earlier, it feels jarring that she didn't like that she kind of gets off scot free, and everybody was so willing to forgive her, and that's probably my biggest problem with her.
Yeah, and again, like I don't have to have them lash out. They just don't have to,
Yeah,
like the moment she called that meeting again, I should have seen multiple people been like, "Hey, yo, I am not showing up to this." Like it's kind of the thing where you don't have to hate, actively hate on somebody, but you don't have to be there, like
Yeah, I got you.
Hey, Shigure said he ain't gonna pull up. I ain't gonna be here.
He was not.
It was not there.
So you saying we got a Mickey Mouse Clubhouse ending with Akito?
I'm not saying that, but I'm not saying that.
Some say it was a goofy ending.
Oh my god, Akito the goofy.
Nah, people would forgive her with the goofies. So it was like 90% of the cast.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, nothing.
Okay, you sure?
Yeah.
All right. Next question would be, which duo do you like the most? Like, which characters do you feel had like the best dynamic out of them two? Let me start with Rex.
You already know my dynamic duo. Ayame and Guri, the best duo in the series, man. Every time they was on screen together, I was dying, laughing. Like that type of comedy is like hilarious to me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I can definitely see that. What about you, Choco?
I like Manabe and Yuki's dynamic. I like how he's able to draw out more childish tendencies out of Yuki, and them two are actually exchanging words and banter.
Nice. What about you, Shax?
I'm sort of with Rex, but I'd have to say I like the big 3, as I call them. The dynamic between Shigure, Hatsuri, and Ayame. I like. There was this one moment, I can't remember if it was I think it was season 2, I believe, when they all went to the Soma like beach house or whatever. But there was a moment where we finally just got to see Ayame, Shigure, and Hatsuri just be adults and just like be themselves and like just speak with each other about everything. I wish we got more of those scenes, because I really like the relationship those 2 share. But more specifically, I'd have to say the bits and pieces we got with Shigure and Hatsuri. So I'll probably go with those 2.
Okay, I can definitely see that, because I feel like Shigure was kind of like Hatori was kind of like, he was kind of like, how to describe it? Like he was like the only guy keeping like Shigure in check. Like he was like, hey, you know what happens, you do this, right?
Yeah, he's like the anchor.
Yeah. I think he was the only one who probably one of the few people who actually checked Shigure on his actions.
And he's probably one of the few people that know who Shigure like truly is.
Yeah, he's a sick nigga.
Good guy. Did nothing wrong.
Someone say that. What about you, Sasuke? Your duo.
My duo is Motoko and Kimi. It's not really a duo. It's more so Kimi and the Yuki fan club. But it's just funny how Kimi keeps trolling them, and they be trying to do their thing in the Yuki fan club. Man, they be minding not really minding their business, but doing their thing. You know what I'm saying? And then Kibi just coming there, flirting with Yuki, messing up all their plans and running off on them. It's just a funny ass dynamic. So those two.
Yeah, that one scene where she like, I think she did something and she was like, I can't remember if this was the scene where she called for Yuki on the PA system, or if it was like another instance of her flirting with him. But she was just like skipping happily, laughing, and you just see an angry mob of Yuki stands right behind her, chasing her.
It was when she was on the PA thing, because when she did it, they all like looked and they were like listening, and then their eyes just turned red. Like, bro, gotta get this bitch.
It's extra hilarious because she knows this position she's in. Here she is in a club with the most popular guy who a bunch of girls like, and she has the opportunity to make a bunch of girls mad. So she just takes advantage of it. I like that.
She an asshole, man. Love Kiwi.
She's a good dude. She's a good dude. I think for me, it's probably not my favorite one, but I feel like there's like an underrated one is Hana and Megumi. Cause I just like how the way like they like bounce off each other and they help each other off. Because I think it was the flashback when Hana was going through like using her abilities and like kind of the abuse she was going through, and you see Megumi there. Not Megumi. Is it Megumi or Megumi?
Megumi.
You see Megumi there, like with the books, like how to like break curses and stuff like that, and just like I like the relationship, but like how they support each other, and I feel like that's really like one of the best things about Fruit Basket, because you always get like pairs where like they support each other and like help each other be better.
Okay, that's
so fun. The other thing I like is like I think I forgot what they was talking about, but they was talking about like how like I think the Yuki fan club was like, you look just like your sister, and he's like, no, I don't.
Oh yeah,
and they were like looking like
making the same damn face. No, I don't, bro. What?
Yeah, and I was like, oh, good.
I was gonna say, did we get Choco?
I think we did get Choco. Yeah, Choco said, I feel like
Mabe and Yuki.
Yeah, Yuki and
okay.
Mabe.
Okay, I want to make sure. But you want to say something, Perry?
What was I gonna say? Oh no, I was like another thing I like about their relationship is like when Hana started wearing like dark clothes, he started wearing dark clothes as well. Yeah. And like I think it was a moment where like she was like, you don't have to wear dark clothes for me, and he was like, no, I can.
Good little brother, man. Good little bro. Even read up to when Hana couldn't control her powers, he like read some books on that. He read a book for her, and you know how, oh my god.
Yeah, see, I think that book was too like a Harry Potter book.
Yeah, you got to give that man some more props.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Next question is your favorite moment in a series. All right. I'll actually start this off, so I give some time for people to think of their answer. My favorite moment in a series probably has to be when Kyoko saves Utani, and then she's Utani is on Kyoko's back, and she starts crying about not learning things until she hits rock bottom, and then Kyoko responds by saying like sometimes you can only see things when you're at your darkest, and I think that's just something that you could take in real life too. But like the scene that always impacts me is when Utani says like she wants to be Toru's very best friend, and that's so important because Toru's the person who made Utani want to change in the first place. Like it wasn't even just because Utani wanted to be a better person, it's because when they went to school, people would pick on Toru or they would gossip about Toru because she was hanging out with Utani, and her reputation also tainted Toru. So her whole thing was she wanted to get out the gang and make a better reputation for herself, just so people would leave Toru alone when it came to those two talking and being friends. So yeah, Utani saying she wants to be Toru's very best friend is probably my favorite moment in the series.
Great moment.
So I will go to you, Perry. What is your favorite moment in the series?
Oh, you go to me. Let me see. Favorite moment of the series. That's a tough question because it's like so many good moments, and it's like, what are you looking for, man? Let me see. I think a great moment for me was the maybe it's my meathead tendencies popping out, but I think it's like the Haru and no, actually I don't know, it's Yame coming to save Yuki during the parents conference.
Okay.
Because I feel like for me that was like one of the moments where like Ayame has talked about like since season one, talked about like how he abandoned Yuki, and like when he needed him the most he wasn't there, he shunned him off. And I think he even mentioned something where it's like things when you are younger you don't realize it, you don't fully understand until you get older. And I feel like just like you were saying with your last quote, that's something you could take in real life as well, because sometimes you think that something small you did in the past is nothing, but you look back on it and you say, oh wait, I really fucked up. And I like how Ayame's whole like character progression, like character arc in the show is like how I'm gonna repay Yuki, how I'm gonna help him. And you get it in multiple moments where like even when like his mom, like when he knows, he even asked Yuki like, are you gonna be okay with our mother? And Yuki was like, yeah. He even realized that, and he came in and he can like break the tension, and he kind of even gives Yuki the clarity to know that like, oh, my mom's not all that scary. She's kind of tiny. I always seen her as this like imposing figure, but even she can handle Ayame, and like it kind of get him more comfortable with talking to his mom as an equal and be able to make his own decisions. And I also like when like Akito like scars Yuki after Yuki says I forgive you. Ayame was like the first one to pull up. He was trying to take Yuki to the hospital. Like he was very doting of his brother. So I think those are like my two favorite moments of the show.
I also like the fact that the way Ayame tries to help out Yuki is very clumsy. Like it's never in a perfect way where he's doing all the right things. Like he'll be in the right direction, but sometimes he'll be a little misguided in how to interact with Yuki. Is very is true to his nature. It ends up working out, but like just like you saying, Yame saving Yuki in the parent conference. It's like he came in there like, you know, on his wearing his extravagant wear, coming in with a bouquet of flowers and shit. You know, it's very him, but he means well, and I think that's a cool part of his character. All right, we can go to Shax. What is your favorite moment in the series?
Favorite moment of the series is a bit of an early one. It's when Kyo transforms in front of Toru and she chases him down and they have their little moment together. That's when I realized, look, that's when I started to realize that it might be over for the Yuki ship if they're having moments like this, because he looked, first of all, horrifying, and he smelled disgusting, and she was right there by his side hugging him. That's love right there, man. She even risked her life. That's crazy.
With the shirt off too?
That is nuts, man. And he backhanded her. Oh my god.
She also just threw up though. Did she throw up when he first transformed?
Yeah, she threw up when she was running in the forest.
And right after she threw up, she got up and just ran him down, man. I loved it.
Chase down artist Toru?
and also, there was that moment, I think, was it season 2 or 3? I don't. This is what happens when you binge. You kind of lose track of what happened where. But when they were on the roof, I think, and she was doing laundry, and she was just like opening up about her father to kill, and he hugged her through the towel. I really like that moment too.
I respect it.
Yeah, that was a great moment with the towel scene, because it's like they can't hug each other, but it's as close as they can get. Great moment.
All right. What about you, Rex? Your favorite moment in the series? Oh shit, that nigga dead. All right, we'll ask you, Choco.
I think the Akito and Yuki conversation, does Yuki kind of admitting that he can't just be blaming everybody and everyone for the things that go wrong in life, and taking responsibility moving forward on how he's going to change, and I guess accepting the trauma that he's experienced and being ready to move on. I really liked that moment because it's kind of just a checkpoint to show you how far he's come through these past 2 seasons. It really shows how he's improving in his mindset mentality. And then another one is, I think it's during the Kyoto trip. Kyo goes to walk off and Toru goes to grab him, because that was one of the first moments when you kind of see that like it's gonna be the romance is edging towards the Toru and Kyo rather than the Yuki and Toru situation. And it's quite interesting that they were going with that, because up until that point I thought you were gonna be getting Yuki and Toru. So
Yes,
yeah.
sir. The one true pair.
Oh.
What?
You hear me? Oh, now you come back. See, this it's like now you come back. You miss your turn when it's time to talk, but you come back to defend Kyo. Crazy.
I was talking to somebody. I heard everything y'all said though.
Oh, cool. So, what's your favorite moment?
It has to be. Oh, this is a hard one. I think it may be shit. There's just so many great moments, man, that it's really hard to pick one, but it may be the Akito and Shigure moment. It may just be that moment, man. Like when they were in the house together, and then out of nowhere they did the do, man. That had to be my favorite moment in Fruits Basket, man. So yeah, that's me.
I was trying to see it though.
All right, man. I don't need all that. It was such a toxic like moment that I was not expecting. It just threw me off guard, and I was like, after that happened, it was one of those moments where I literally started looking up reaction channels to see how everyone else reacted to it, because I was just so shocked. It was amazing. It was my favorite moment.
Were you envious?
No, not at all. Not at all. Not at all.
I thought you wanted the toxicity in your life.
Yeah, you ain't your JT stand or
Yeah, but I'm not attracted to Akito.
No, that's not what I'm asking. I mean like jealous of the sentiment of them having the toxic relationship.
Nah, not like that. Not like that.
Oh, you
not
want something a little lighter?
Not even like just more normal. Like I don't know what the hell they had going on.
This nigga wants a Mickey Mouse relationship.
What? Yo, something's wrong with y'all, bro. Like that relationship was weird, man. The age was a little sketchy at times. Like when things were like said, like it was a real sketchy relationship that I'm not fun. Like I'm not like trying to be a part of at all.
Okay.
I'm trying to date a MILF? Crazy.
What? Akito's not a MILF? What are you talking about?
Talking about Rain.
Oh, Rain?
Yeah.
Oh, that's my reward for like.
Yeah.
That's a 2 for 1. Double
Yes,
homicide.
Damn.
All right, man.
Yeah, that'd be wild. Like, I can just see somebody in the show saying that, like, you hear, damn, Shigure fuck Rain and Akito? Damn, double homicide.
Nah, that's still one of the wildest things in Fruits Basket when he said that. And it's also too how he said it too. He covered his face like a JoJo character. He's like, yeah, did it, nigga. Like what? He's so nonchalant. He's like, why are you bringing this up again? Damn.
He said, yeah. Crazy thing is, he was like, hey man, you fucked Kureno. Like, when you fucked my mom, there's levels to this, man.
Oh my god. Yeah,
That's hilarious.
Nah, she got what she deserved, bro.
Beef with Shigure is the worst. Like he was gonna go 5 steps lower than you, every time.
Yeah. When they go low, he go lower.
Yes, sir.
Did we get everybody favorite moments?
I think we did.
Okay.
I think we did. I want to ask a few questions from the chat. Mafuya Supremacy says, how do you think Toru would have reacted if the curse was never broken and Kyo got locked up? I guess anybody just jump in.
She would have kept fighting. I don't think she would ever move forward in her life.
Yeah, I sort of agree with that. It's just Toru's just so empathetic. It's insane. Like more than any regular person. I feel like she wouldn't be able to. She would never forget. She would almost take it to the point where she'd think it's her fault for never
Mhm.
being able to help them and like free them from their curse. I feel like it would break her.
She'll
Yeah,
probably
what
drive
you-
herself
Yeah.
insane trying to do whatever it takes to break the curse.
Yeah, she might turn into Kana, Hatsuri's old girl.
Oh, yeah, it's all my fault, and then maybe Hattori has to like erase her memory.
Most definitely. I feel like that's probably what would happen. He probably erased her memory. She wouldn't be able to live with herself.
Yeah, and it kind of go back to the old like it kind of like reinforces Hattori's like original motive where he was like, don't get involved with the Zodiacs, like, and kind of like Rain and Hattori, like don't get involved with the Zodiacs because we bring nothing but pain to people.
Yeah.
Yeah. And now I feel like that's just a twisted, like an alternate ending when
Yeah.
she wasn't able to break it. Oh man, that's depressing to think about. She just go on living her life and everything, forgetting them.
Hey Rex, you know the gift you posted with like the guy dancing. I think it's like your Rex 4 for like it's like you say it's key. I don't know if Rex still here.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, I get you now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see the meme with the guy dancing in the back and the person said I can see that Shigure. He's like, glad it ain't me. Let me see. I'm looking for some more questions. Mm,
I got you. These
Okay.
are the questions that were I let people know that the podcast was happening today, a couple of days ago, maybe 2 days ago. These are some of the questions that people asked. All right, again, this is from Mafuya Supremacy. They said, what do you think Shigure would have done if his plan was not going the way he would want it to go?
I feel like Shigure is like one of those characters where it's like, if it didn't work in there, I don't know, because I feel like if Shigure plan didn't work, he would just live his life as he been doing, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
Because it felt like for Shigure plan to work, the Akito and Rain bet had to happen, because that would be the only reason why she would let Toru like stay there. And I don't think his intention was initially to have like Toru break the curse. And if anything, when his plan still work, because like in the back of his mind, he knew that like the Zodiac's curse might break if he just wait.
I guess what part of his plan also was to get Akito to face some of the things that were ailing her, like her, like specifically like her attachment to that box and her father. Like I think that was a big part of his plan as well. Like manipulating Rain to confront Akito about that, and But to answer the question, I agree with Perry. I think like the way Shigure is, he's very hands off with the things he does anyways, so he doesn't get hurt. So if his plan didn't work, I don't think he would be like happy or anything like that, but I think he'll be like satisfied. I don't think he would be like hurting about it.
My thing is that the only way his plan doesn't work is if Akito isn't like changed. You know what I mean? Because like the curse was gonna break regardless, and he kind of knew that to a certain extent. So I think the only way his plan doesn't work is if Akito doesn't change for the better.
But does she have to change though?
Yeah, he wanted her to change.
Yeah, okay, but I mean, like if are we saying like Shigure's whole plan like to like just to be with Akito, like that's his end goal? That's his end
Yeah,
goal.
I think so.
I think so.
So I think like if the curses break and everybody goes away, I feel like that kind of forces Shigure to kind of feel like the Kurano spot, where it's like he's the only one left that I got. He's like my only like comfort that I have.
But
You know what I mean?
I think the big thing about Shigure is he wanted to be on equal footing with Akito. He didn't want to feel like he was someone that she had to rely on heavily, or he felt like he said, like, I don't want to be her dad or anything like that. Like, I don't think he wanted to fill a role to where he felt like he would be anything more than a simple girlfriend boyfriend type relationship. So I think for that to happen, Akito needed to sever her connection, not completely sever it, but like at least let go of the ghost of Akira and the bonds as well, because those were the things that were tying her down and kind of prevented them from having a normal relationship.
I also think it's like what makes him so interesting, because like he's one of the really morally gray characters in the show. Because the one things like he start at first when we seen him, he was just this. It was the whole pervy older guy trope, but but he was also like really kind and offered advice to the kids and everything. But then there's this other side that we started to explore where Sugar Ray's actually, we learned he's really jealous and he's actually just selfish. Like he wanted Akito all to himself. He wanted the other Zodiacs to be free from her just so he could have her all to himself. Like there wasn't any like sad backstory for him. That's just how he was. So I feel like if his plan didn't go the way he wanted it to, in a way, in one way, he could have just lived the rest of his life the same. Or I feel like there could be like a different side where he's like scorned and wants like to make everything even in some way, shape, or form. Because like he doesn't like it when he doesn't get what he wants. Clearly, because he was nice to Toru, but she did end up getting hurt. Like she was a pawn in this whole game and everything.
And he was an asshole to Kureno, man. Kureno's like, Shigure Nissan.
Like,
fuck you,
nigga.
nigga.
He like, OG, man, help me out. Fuck off.
He was like, bro, I woke up crying too, man. I had that dream too. He's like, I don't give a shit, nigga. Fuck you.
Yeah.
No, Carino deserved everything that was coming to him, man. I don't care.
Alright, stop it.
Because he was fucking
Stop
shit.
it, Rex.
Because he was fucking Shigure girl on me or nothing, man.
Y'all can support EDP. I can't support the guy.
I don't even want to get into this again, man. I don't want to get into this.
I know, Shad, because you go defend it, man. Defend it.
There's a great defense for it, man.
Yeah.
You're looking at this from the perspective that Kureno is some regular adult, as if he wasn't sheltered his own life. He was emotionally stunted. It's not a regular person, bro.
Yo, Shaq, use that in court, bro.
I hate you, man.
American court, Japanese court, kind of different, man.
Crazy. You know, you can have a regular childhood, so it's okay for him to like minors. That is crazy.
Whoa, is she a minor?
She was 18 when they met each other in the hospital.
She was not. No, I'm talking about prior. That he was grooming her. He was skeeving.
How do you groom someone you met in passing and spent like half a lunch with?
How you groom somebody that was up to you? Like he was that. He was trying to give by. Look, man, he was trying to give his groceries from the convenience store, and she walking up on him, man.
He went on a date with a child.
Date
for lunch.
It's for lunch, man.
All right, y'all. All right, you know what?
Jokes over facts, Rex. I get it, man.
Jokes over facts? Are y'all kidding me right now? All right, yeah.
It was lunch. He said, "I'm gonna fuck with you." He ain't nothing else. He ain't nothing else.
All right, man. All right, man. I see what time y'all love, but I see.
Yeah, we on EST.
Nasty, bro.
I wish I was on EST.
Oh yeah, ain't like 12 of you, Choco? Like a little one?
It's 11:30.
Oh shit, nice.
Y'all on Mr. Nasty time like Uncle Elroy.
Stoney in the comments, R. Kelly needs Shax as a defense lawyer. Look, man. It's a show, alright? I'm sorry I understand the characters and their motivations.
But Shax, these are the excuses real life people use is what I'm trying to say, bro.
I'm not gonna go into this, man, because you're painting this picture as if he's like some sick, twisted person that had like
no, Shax, that's not even the case. Like, you don't have to be this sick, twisted person, but for him to like,
so that he deserved everything he had coming for him, because what?
I didn't say he deserved all that, like getting stabbed and stuff. I'm just saying that he was a sick. I said he's a sick dude. He's a sick dude.
You said he deserved what he had coming in, man.
I mean, Bro, I would love to see Shaq in the R. Kelly trial, bro. Just be like,
Hey, you know, let's move on. Let's move on.
Step in the name of love.
Yeah,
crazy. What's crazy is R. Kelly had a similar trauma backstory, maybe even worse than Carano.
One's a bird, one's a black man. Maybe the same.
True.
Maybe the same. All right. Another comment we got from I think from Satsuki's community tab is, what are your thoughts on Kyo not knowing the rest of Kyoko's sentence and only knowing the "I won't forgive you" part?
I think we talked about this when the episode rolled around, when we finally got confirmation on what was said by Kyoko, episode 12. I think it's something that's going to haunt Kyo at least for maybe like another year. But based on what Toru said to him when they were visiting her tombstone, I think it's going to, like, what Toru's words are going to like seep into Kyo's mind, that he's going to kind of accept that it wasn't a malicious intent in what Kyoko said. It may always sit in the back of his mind. He's always thinking about it, but you know, with Toru saying like, I know my mom and I know she would never say anything like that, or maybe like you misinterpreted it. I believe like that. I believe that will seep into Kyo's mind, and then, you know, he will come to terms with that. You know, and also he talked to Kyoko as well, so he would know that Kyoko isn't that type of person as well. But because of his emotional state in that scene, you know, and, you know, just taking her words at face value, it's understandable why he came to that conclusion. But I think when you look at it at a more rational perspective, because like us as observers of the show, knowing who Kyoko is, and Kyo doesn't have all this knowledge of Kyoko that we have, but you know that like when this was brought up, of Kyoko saying like, I'll never forgive you, like everybody's first impression of the scene that's cap, like that didn't really happen. Either he's thinking it's something and it's not really that, or he's like just jumbling things up in his mind. So I feel like that's something he'll get over, but not immediately.
You know, that's so funny because like how you explained it, if it feels like we're like gaslighting Kyo, like, you know, that didn't happen. I heard what I heard. Nah, that didn't happen, man. You going crazy. Kyoko would never say that, and Toru's the same, like just gaslighting him, saying it, making him feel crazy. But I kind of feel the same. I kind of feel more like the point where like, even though Toru can like justify it and say like, I know my mom, it's not something she will say, I feel like deep down he knows that's what he said, and it's also hard for you to kind of like justify I won't forgive you, like especially for somebody dying. Like that is like something hard to like justify with somebody saying I won't forgive you, because I feel like that will haunt anybody. And like I can't think of like any way I won't forgive you like will not signal like, yeah, it's your fault or something like that, or some kind of malicious intent.
Yeah, it's understandable.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, and the way I look at it is that like the I won't forgive you thing, like no matter how you spin it, these are Kyoko's final words. You can say, Toru could say all she want, oh my mother wouldn't ever say nothing like that, but we don't like people. You don't know how people act in their final moments. And he just seen her got hit by a car.
Yeah.
Like we don't know, like, because Kyo left. We don't know in his mind. I don't know what kind of resentment she like harbors towards me. I don't know any of this. So
Yeah, I did call her a traitor and then run away.
yeah, like
And pushed her down.
true. Yeah, actually, now that we saying all this, she definitely been. She definitely been. Nah, I ain't gonna forgive you, little nigga.
I still want that fade.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Another. That question was by Math Pie. Another question he said, aside from being jealous, could Rain reasoning for raising Akito as male to be traditional aspects of Japanese culture where the head of the family has to be male?
I thought it was at first.
Okay, I can see it two ways. I can see it as Rain believes that like Akira, the only female Akira could love is herself. So her making Akito be a male and having like male features and male like attitude will justify that fact of saying like I'm the only woman that Akira will ever love, regardless of like their relationship.
Yeah, I feel like it was. I feel like that was the sole reason, to be honest, because like when she found out the kid was gonna be a girl, she like demanded it was gonna be raised as a male, because she was worried that like because the kid was gonna have the spirit of the god or whatever, it was gonna be loved by everyone.
Mm.
So like I feel like that just added to it.
Yeah, well, they said aside from the jealousy part, so if you don't look at that aspect of it, I definitely can see why you would think it's just because of tradition, you know, patriarchal society, the male is at the head of everything. So it would make sense that Rain would want Akito to be raised as a male. It's just like this is not my view on it. It's just the view of the man is going to make the rational decision and they're the strongest. So it's just that idea that could be a part of it. So but yeah, that's the side of the jealousy thing. I think jealousy played a part in it though.
Mm-hmm.
It's funny how like what things just lead into other things, because like I feel like part of the reason why Akito hated like all women was because of her mother. Like the only influence in her life was just that woman that wanted to raise her as a boy
Oh, that's
So the
definitely
maid,
and treated her so terribly. Yeah.
yeah, you got the maid and her mother just like constantly berating her and stuff. Like, bro, like, yeah, I can see why she hate women, bro.
100%.
Hey, the maid was on Akito's side, man. She was Team Akito, man.
You know, she enabled Akito in the worst way.
she was team evil Akito.
Yeah.
When she stopped being evil, she said, "Who the fuck are you? I don't even know who you are."
You can character development? Shit, what that at?
Mm.
Still remember when I was catching up Fruits Basket and I was in the chat and I was like, "Yo, Yuki, you punk!" All Akito did was write on the wall, and he started losing his mind. That shit was. Niggas hated that.
That is not at all what are you talking about?
No. Because like at first, like in the first of Fruits Basket, we would get flash of what happened.
Okay.
So I was just like, bro, Yuki losing his shit over a nigga right on the wall.
Hey, man, kids are scared of the dark.
Hey,
I
yo, man.
don't blame them.
Hey, yo, man, you know things happen, man. Imagine you chilling with imagine you a kid, you chilling with your friends, he just randomly to go crazy, like taunting you, like you ain't gonna be shit, like just randomly. I'll be scared too. I'll be like, hey, yo, can I leave? You
Bro,
can't go home.
If I go up to a Kid Rex right now and I just look him dead in the eye and say nobody loves you, you're gonna start crying, bro.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know too many black kids that's gonna start crying, man.
My ass would have started crying.
Yeah, that's the Canadian blood.
I walked into that one. Fuck
Yeah,
you.
he did, man. He did. It was a trap. Another question was from Matt Fi again. He said, Manabe kept on asking Yuki questions about Toru. Do you think this is based on his interest in getting closer to Yuki as a friend, or would you say there's more to it?
Holy crap! I forgot all about that. It
Wait,
was
could you repeat that
it
one more
wasn't.
time for me?
Basically, his question is like, you remember when Manabe was asking Yuki a whole bunch of questions about Toru? Like, do you think he was using it as a pretense to become friends with Yuki, or was it something more?
What do you mean by something
Need to get
more?
closer, I reckon.
I think he's trying to imply that like maybe there was some kind of like attraction between Manabe and Toru. Maybe he wanted to date Toru or something like that.
I feel like the show. My fault. Go ahead, Rex. I cut you off.
Like, I don't know. It's just so weird because like I forgot that even happened till you brought it up just now. It was like one of those things that just kind of got shoehorned away. Like it wasn't like a big deal, and like Yuki never brought it up again. Manabe never brought it up again, and we never seen Manabe interact with Toru really. So it was just like,
Yeah, I feel like the show wanted you to think it was him trying to ask about Toru to see if she was single, or if he was interested or whatever. But as the show, I think in that same episode he said, or after he said he had a girlfriend of his own. So really, I feel like it was just him teasing Yuki. He wanted to see if he liked her like that, and he would just use that as like a weakness. Like he would just poke fun at him for that or something.
Yeah, I think it's like it was more of an avenue to get Yuki to express how he would feel if Kyo was messing Toru about. He kind of said, "Oh yeah, I'd never forgive you. That's the one thing I wouldn't forgive if you hurt her feelings." And he was kind of using, like the author was using Manabe as a way of getting Yuki to express that.
Yeah.
I can definitely see that. Let's see what everybody was saying. Another question by somebody named Shax _ I don't know if this is considered basic or not, but I don't know if anyone wished. I guess Shax is your comment. So I guess you were saying like, what plot lines do you think? What plot lines would you wish would have went different? But I think we kind of went through this, right?
Yeah, we pretty much already touched on it.
Yeah. And then Choco has a comment as well, and I think
Yeah, I think we went through it.
Oh yeah. That's
briefly.
about his mom and the dad. I got two more, and then Mafuya Supremacy says, "How would you think Fruit Basket would have progressed if Akito lived as a woman?"
I'm assuming they mean like from the beginning that Akito was lived as a woman. I'm of the belief that nothing much would change. This is why when we got the reveal that Akito was a woman in at the end of season 2, to me, I know that was like impactful for a lot of people, but for me, it wasn't that impactful because I was thinking about what would actually change if people thought she was a woman. And I think the only thing that would change is people thinking there's more to Akito, like being with the men and whatnot, because thinking that she's a male and thinking like most people are straight, they would probably think, oh, since she's a woman, calling for Haru and Shigure and all these other people is probably like a romantic aspect to it more so than anything. But I think that's like the only thing that would change, because I don't see what else would change with Akito being a woman. Like, maybe they would treat her a little more delicately, but I mean, they were already shook of her, so it wouldn't really matter.
Hot take. I think if Akito was actually a woman, it would actually allowed to be a woman, act like a woman, it would actually be a lot worse. I think that one thing that I think would have happened was that instead of like situations with Yuki and stuff being like what it was, you can have a situation where she already don't like women, and she's feeding into their heads that there's no other woman in their lives that will ever love them like I will love you, and any attraction that you have to women need to be to me. Like I feel like it could have got like that, and like and basically Akito would be grooming all the men in the Soma family, and then you have situations where like you have this rhetoric being spoke, and then Kyo doesn't have that same love, and he thinks no woman will ever love. Like I just think it would be a lot darker if Akito actually was allowed to be a woman, and she actually was allowed to fester as a woman. That's just me though.
If Akito was I don't know. For me, I feel like it like maybe not it won't take Akito's character that much, but I feel like it takes some of the nuance out of Akito's character if she's just a woman. Because I feel like her being forced to like be a male played a huge part in her character, and I feel like taking that away kind of changes a lot of things about her that makes her interesting, in my opinion.
I feel like if she was raised a woman, we might have gotten a different Akito, because like we might have gotten an Akito that could relate to the other like female members of the Soma family, maybe have more confidant people that could relate to her more, because like sure Shigure and Kureno like understood her, but they also enabled her in terrible ways. So maybe like some of the women in the Soma family could have like connected with her more.
Mm-hmm. I can see that. I also see like I feel like if Akito's a woman, it makes everything feels more like jealousy than anything else. Like when she pushes like beats on Kisa and everybody else, it makes it more like jealousy. But like you thinking that it's a male kind of like changes up a little bit of those dynamics. But I wonder would Haru like still punch or would try to punch Akito
Absolutely.
if she's absolutely.
Yes.
I'm saying he might go twice as hard.
Oh my god.
Again, that goes back to what I was saying about like the relationship and stuff that he fostered with Ren. I don't think it would have been allowed to foster if she was. I truly believe Akito would have got more sick, and she would have made them believe that she was the only woman that they could ever be loved, feel sexual attraction to, like all of that. I really do believe that.
She actually, I think I agree with Ray. She might be worse because like if Akito's like a woman, like I feel like she has like she can now pursue relationships with like any other like the older zodiacs of age and like have a different kind of relationship with them than if she was like portrayed as a male. You know what I mean?
And then she doesn't have to hide it because she's a Soma head. So she was like, I want Yuki, I want him.
He's mine.
Yeah, like for real, no, for real. And then now that you know she's a woman, so you know her intent, and now that she doesn't have to have it, and she has all this power, she literally has a pick of the litter of hot boys.
Yeah,
I promise you.
It's great. Go ahead.
The reason I disagree with that is just because Akito was already doing things that were like could be looked at in a romantic way, where like there's a scene where she's like laying in Haru's lap, like she's always touching people's faces and shit like that. So even if she was still portrayed as a man, she could still do those things, and there's not nobody to check her. They're not gonna be like, Akito gay. Like it ain't gonna matter. Like, what you gonna do?
Yeah, but I think that in Fruits Basket in general, all of those things were just kind of normal for the Soma men, because you see Ayami and Shigure, see Haru and Yuki, like with Dark Haru or whatever, when he would like hold on to them and stuff. Like I just think that was like normal. Ritsu, like I think that's just normal. So like Akito doing that, and also I think Akito, who she was, wanted to appear the most masculine as possible. So I don't think she would ever make any like of those moves publicly, like to any of the Somas. Like, and that's why she always did it behind the scenes, and it kept it hush hush because nobody knew about Kureno or Shigure besides the older people. If she was allowed to be a woman, I think everything would have been out in the open. That's just me though.
I think I agree with you, Rex, about her being a lot worse as a woman. I can just feel like the jealousy would be turned up a lot more, and I think she'd actually be a lot more hostile towards the female Zodiac members. And maybe I don't know why, but I feel like she wouldn't even let Toru live with Shigure just out of fear of that jealousy, because I don't know why, but I just feel as a woman, if she was a woman, she'd feel more of a threat when outside women are interacting with the Zodiac men than when she was a man. So I don't know why, but I feel like she'd be more threatened.
I think she would be more like her mom, more possessive, way more possessive. Like I think that Akito would literally be her mom, but also like add on to the fact that she thinks she's God, and she basically everyone is there to love her. That's what I think she would be. So it's probably better that she was raised as a man.
Yeah, better for them. And I think that's all the questions from the community tab.
All right. That about covers most of all the topics I want to cover, unless y'all want to bring up something before we head out.
I think we hit everything.
All right. I want to say thank you to everybody who showed up in the live chat. Oh, it's going to be a bitch to read all these, but we had Muppet show up. We had Stony, My Fuya Supremacy. Gigi? Gigi? I think that's how you say it. Gigi?
Oh, Gigi got a comment too. Want to read that before we go? Like this, that's the last question.
You can go ahead.
Okay. Okay. Gigi says, do you think Kureno's curse broke because the cat's plea was being heard at the time? Kyo had Kyoko and Kazuma too. Wait. Let me read the question. Do you think Kureno's curse because... Oh, Kureno's. Oh.
I don't know
I
what they're
guess
referring to when they say the cat's plea was being heard.
I guess she's. I guess Gigi is talking about. I don't know.
Well, okay, so way the question, like, do you think Karina's curse broke because the cat's plea was being heard at the time? So, like, basically, do you think that Karina's curse broke because the gods finally had, like, the god in the Zodiacs had finally thought about the cat, what he was saying after all this time, after seeing what was going on with the Summers and all the reincarnations and shit? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get what you're saying, but it's kind of weird because like we don't like because I think before I don't know for you guys, but when season 3 started, I kind of had this whole me and Sasuke had this whole theory was like, okay, maybe each person's curse could be like something different, and like maybe you had that'll be season 3 would be like breaking everybody's curse individually, but it kind of erases that when you realize that like, oh, it's just because all the Zodiacs are here, so let's just like slowly break them apart piece by piece.
Yeah, it's kind of weird because I think that that the way the curse seemed was that the moment that all 12 Zodiacs were finally reunited, like, because I'm not sure, was this the first time that all 12 Zodiacs had ever, not 12, why'd I say 12? It's
You're right, it's on 12, man. It's 12 one outlier.
See,
oh, it is 12. Okay, yeah. Um, what I was saying was that does the curse break when all 12 Zodiacs are finally reunited, and do we know for a fact that this is the first time that all 12 Zodiacs have been reunited for the first time?
Yes, because that was I think it's the first time they've been all reunited.
According to what Shigure said.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, then the curse was just naturally going to break whenever all 12 reunited. So
I'm not sure. I feel like it maybe does have something to do with like the cat's plea being heard because it started to break when Kyo embraced Toru, like someone loved him. So.
Oh no, because the first curse is Kureno's, and that happened like years ago because that was like baby Akito when like Yuki was still like quote unquote living with her.
That is true. I'm not sure.
That's a big ass gap though. Like that's a big like it is like from like what she was like Akito like 8 maybe.
Yeah,
like,
in between the next curse.
And then like after that happens, like when a second curse break, it just like break like flies.
yeah, it was like 12 years later.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, man. They all broke in rapid succession too, so.
But
the curse got weaker. My fault. Go ahead.
I was gonna say I feel like the curse started not talking about Momiji, not talking about characters like that, but like when the curses broke for like Kyo, Hiro, and everybody like that, I think it was more so because Akito willed it because she conceded that she wasn't a god anymore, and that kind of sped up that process, and they broke for everybody. That's my belief on it.
We will never know unless Satsuki or somebody get able to talk to the mangaka.
Hey, don't worry, man. She ain't that far.
Yeah, meet her in a restroom. Like, who met Kishimoto and Sawyer?
Sawyer
Sawyer.
Mage.
Oh, he did? I think I heard about that story.
did.
Yeah, Satsuki meets the Bruce Besky mangaka in the bathroom.
She's a girl.
She's a woman.
Why would I? Wait, what the?
Yeah, man. I heard stories about Satsuki, man. We're gonna end it on that,
We're
man.
not ending it on that.
Guys,
Hell?
it was good podcast.
You already know who I want to pull up on if I'm pulling up on anybody.
The prison school mangaka.
Big Uru Chan.
Oh, she ain't that. She literally like what? She pretty sure in the United States. Pull up on her.
Nah, man, I can't.
She do what I can't come in.
I cannot support that at all. After what Sasuke has been doing to Ruchan.
With the slander, the abandonment,
No. I didn't say I was gonna pull up on something sweet, nigga.
Oh,
oh my god!
No, I'm never gonna let you get that off because it's good now. You just refuse to read it.
It's getting better. It's not good now.
yo, I see why Sasuke like this dude, man. Get him out of here.
In 2022, man.
Yeah.
Shout out to the best main character ever, John.
He stinks, bro.
Shout out to Kako. Shout out to Key, who also donated. Shout out to Rant. Shout out to Legendary Anime JP Fan 2.
Oh my god, who was that? What
It's
nigga?
all the characters, nigga. You can't put that on Twitter. Ragel K.
Ragel,
Ragel.
my guy.
That's he's on your podcast, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I forgot to tell you that too, man. You need to plug your podcast. Go ahead. I'll put in the loud chat.
Yeah, man. Our boy Choco got a podcast with two great guys. I think called AK Mindset. Go ahead and talk about it, man.
Yeah, AK Mindset podcast. We're on Spotify, YouTube, Anchor, just talking anime stuff. On the YouTube, we're trying to focus more on the podcast now, but we do like extra videos too, focusing on like other topics than anime, some AK Unfiltered, and some other short videos too by my guys Rajel and Ed. If you check our channel, I think Satsuki's putting it in the chat, you can find a plethora of videos and leave a comment and let us know what you think. And yeah.
Sir, man. We still waiting for that Domino Ace. Season 2.
Talk to Ed because he hasn't watched season 2.
It ain't nothing special.
Gotta send him a DM, man. Gotta send him a DM.
Shout out to the people. Shout out to people who showed up, make this podcast great. Rexor, Choco, Shax, of course, co-host Perry. Couldn't do it without him. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you.
Shout out to the boys, man. The banquet is over though. We out. You're